You can now gain friendship levels with some of the merchants inside of Roblox Grow a Garden, and when you become a friend with the seed shop merchant, you can actually grow a potato, which is one of the best fruits inside of the entire game that you can grow. Not only will this thing become really big and you can grow it bigger than almost any other fruit in the game, but also when you combine a bunch of mutations on it, the value of this thing can be better than the bone blossom. So make sure to watch until the end of this video to see what mutations we got on our potato and the ultimate value of this thing when we reveal it at the end. And as you can actually see over here, my little pile of carrots, I did get a bunch of carrots with Dawnbound, and I have them favorited, but we can go ahead and use these for our Spinos later to move Dawnbound and Moonlit and also Glimmering over to our potato, so we can get that extra multiplier bonus from that, which would be pretty nice. So without further ado though, let's go ahead and get started with this. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and plant the potato down right here. All right, we actually need an apple gazelle first, because what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna plant down 6 sugar apple trees, and with that I'm gonna go ahead and use my main account to hit grow all, so we can grow our potato plant and then also grow our sugar apples. All right, and then real quick we're gonna go ahead and carefully pick up these sugar apples to see if we can get the, I think I just accidentally picked up one of my carrots over there, but anyways, we're gonna do this to try and get the warp mutation done with our apple gazelle. Wow, usually we have it by now, dude. What's going on? What's going on, apple gazelle? What are you doing, buddy? Okay, well, let me try that again, and maybe to make this a little bit better, I'm gonna boost the gazelle. There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. We got warped on a sugar apple. Hopefully I didn't just pick it up. Okay, no, it's right here. We're good. All right, so I'm going to travel this over here, and I'm also going to travel one of these carrots over here that has Glimmering, Moonlit, and Dawnbound, and we're going to start with our little platter buffet for our Spinos for later. All right, and then with that, we can actually pick up these potatoes, because these are not going to be our potatoes that we want. Let's pick up that apple gazelle, and then let's go ahead and reclaim all these sugar apples just to make it a little bit easier, because I would keep them, but with the event currently going on, there's so many Glimmering mutations, and it just takes forever for the Spinos to move mutations over. But anyways, now we can go ahead and spawn in our mooncats here. All right, that's 7. I'm going to also spawn in a triceratops to help with growing these potatoes. We're going to get a sprinkler in here. We're going to go ahead and put down our grandmaster sprinkler right there. Let's go ahead and put down our master sprinkler. Where's godly? There it is. Advanced, of course. And then we're going to do basic. And there we go. Now our potatoes should hopefully grow in big and strong and mighty. So we're going to wait for this to grow. Our triceratops should hit that. I'm also going to sell all these... dance party going on my main account's plot. I'm gonna go ahead and sell all these sugar apples to get them out of the way, clear some inventory space, and there we go. We got some mooncats sleeping, so let's go ahead and throw this in the pile. Actually, maybe over here. There's a lot of mooncats pretty close together, actually. I don't know. Maybe right here would be a good spot. It's kind of a good spot everywhere right now. There's a lot of mooncats sleeping. Maybe I'll keep it right here. There's about almost like 3 stacked on that with the sprinklers. That should be good. Hopefully that'll give us a really big and nice potato. All right, this big guy here is actually growing pretty big. So that's not even the potato. I think that's just the stem. So we'll have to see what grows on this side. But let's do that once our triceratops smacks it. All right, you're gonna hit it. Okay, that was a 33-minute advancement, but like literally nothing happened. That's pretty crazy. And the other one's not even growing in yet. Oh wait, here it is. It's right here. I guess I'll hit grow all and see what we get, because I think we might have some pretty big potatoes. Let's see. Okay, not too shabby. This is actually a pretty good size here. I don't really know how big the potatoes can get, but this one does look pretty good. So I think we'll keep this one. Maybe we'll try to get one more and just see what kind of size we can get for the one over here. So I feel like we can do a little bit better than that. Let's try it one more time. We'll keep this one though and just give it a look, give it a test here. Let's just see if we can get a bigger one than that. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, this one's actually a lot bigger than that one. I'm glad we waited a little bit longer. Okay, well, now we have our actual potato that we're going to use. Look at that thing, dude. It's sticking out of my plot. That's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all of these pets here. Let's go ahead and get started with getting this thing rainbow. So I'm gonna spawn in a butterfly. We're gonna spawn in a queen bee, and then the queen bee will cool down the butterfly, and it'll convert the 5 mutations we're about to put on the potato into rainbow. And we're also gonna spawn in our golden goose to get the fortune egg out of the way, so we can get that egg laid. We can place it over here on our little entree platter for the Spinos, and then we can get the fortune mutation moved over shortly. But with that, let's go ahead and get this potato ready for golden conversion here. So I'm gonna put pollinated on it, windstruck. We'll use a wet, we'll do chocolate, and then we will use a honey sprinkler here to turn this to honey glazed. So silver doesn't count towards rainbows, but we do have our other 5 mutations: chocolate, windstruck, wet, honey glazed, and pollinated. These will convert to rainbow with our butterfly, and then we can get the show on the road and get some good mutations on this. And with that, my main account should have the kitsune actually should come over here in the next minute. So we're going to wait for that real quick. And actually, I kind of hope it takes a carrot because we don't want it to steal the potato just yet. We need to save that chakra mutation. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do just in case so we don't have it steal our potato and add chakra to this one is I'm going to move it over here for a second, face it way out of the plot there. So that way the kitsune will hopefully only target one of my carrots here. All right. So my main account's kitsune is headed over and he is directly aiming towards what looks to be a carrot, but the potato is also over here. So let's see. Okay, he applied it to a carrot. Perfect. Thank you. I guess this one does have luminous on it. I don't remember putting luminous on this, but I guess maybe it got multiplied from one of my T-Rexes when I was trying to get Dawnbound multiplied. So we do have luminous on this, and we have chilled, chakra, Dawnbound, and glimmering. So I'm actually going to go ahead and travel this carrot over here, and this will be in favor of the spino platter instead of this one. Now, this one does have moonlit on it, though, so I guess we can use that for that. But I don't want to get rid of 2 Dawnbounds, but I guess it doesn't really matter because I'll use T-Rexes again to duplicate all the Dawnbounds and have more carrots later. So I guess we'll go ahead and unfavorite that then, and our Spinos can eat that. But yeah, we do have chakra now, and we have all these mutations, so that is good to go there. I'm gonna go ahead and AFK now, and we'll be back once our potato turns rainbow, and we'll get some mutations started on it. Oh, actually, before we AFK for a couple minutes to get this rainbow, I'm actually gonna do one more thing. I'm actually gonna favorite this potato for a second, and I'm gonna spawn in an advanced sprinkler, and then I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my mandrakes. I have 4 of them here, and we are going to just plant some mandrake seeds down and use some watering cans to get rot mutation done. Hopefully pretty quick. I think these guys are all boosted still. No, they're not. Let me give some toys real quick just to make this go a little bit faster and hopefully save a couple mandrake seeds. All right, let's see if we get rot done. All right, there we go. We have rot applied to a potato. Is it actually this potato, though? No, it's not. All right, that's actually a good thing. We don't want it on this potato because all of this is about to convert over to... Sorry, brain fart, bro. This is about to convert over to rainbow, so I'm glad we actually did not get rot on this potato itself. We have it on one of these potatoes in the mix, so that's a good thing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up the rest of these then, and we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and unfavorite that, and let's wait now for that to convert to rainbow, but we have the rot mutation out of the way. We're good to go. I'm gonna pick up these mandrakes while here, and now we're just gonna wait for this goose, which I'm gonna boost him so we can get that egg done, pick him up, and then our queen bee can just focus on our butterfly. All right, so our golden goose is going to lay its egg now, so we can get the fortune egg, and then that will be transferred over to our potato later with a spino. But there we go, we got our egg. So fortune egg has been laid. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this golden goose now. That is good. We can go ahead and travel this thing over to our little platter for our spinos, of course. And I think next, for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get our Raiju started. That way we can get the static mutation ready, and by the time the Raiju is finished with its ability, then when we start doing all the other mutations, we won't risk that carrot that we're about to put down right here getting any other mutations on it, because we're actually going to put shocked on this carrot. There we go. I added it from my main account, and that way the Raiju will eat this carrot and apply static to our potatoes, probably our sugar apples, maybe our carrots, and we'll have the static mutation done. And that way other pets don't apply stuff to this carrot, so we don't have to wait to get it again if they accidentally do. All right, so now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and boost my queen bee to get that butterfly's cooldown done. I'm going to also boost that Raiju to save a little bit. Actually, the Raiju is boosted, so we'll boost him again a little bit to save some time on that, and we should be good. And then yeah, all these carrots I have over here are still favorited. So when we do get our spinos in, they will not eat any of these. And we also do have a sandy carrot here, so maybe to save some time with the jackalopes, I will maybe move that over. Actually, it doesn't really matter too much if we use some of these, because I will just use a T-Rex later to duplicate the Dawnbound mutation more for us. So I guess with that, I will just go ahead and move this sandy carrot over here. I guess what we can do, this one has sandy, moonlit, and Dawnbound. I can move this one over here, so I'll refavorite that one, and then I'll unfavorite this one. That way we can get moonlit from this one and sandy, and then that way we can get luminous and chakra, and both of them will give us Dawnbound, so that's good. All right, I'm sure I gave some of you a heart attack because I did not favorite these carrots here for a second, and these ones have 5 mutations, so the butterfly could easily convert these to rainbow, but I did go ahead and favorite them, so now it can only target this potato since everything else is favorited that has multiple mutations. But yeah, I guess I gave myself a heart attack too for a second because I almost didn't realize that. But there we go. Queen bee cooled down the butterfly. Butterfly converted our potato to rainbow, and we are now good. We can go ahead and pick up the butterfly. We can pick up our queen bee. We can go ahead and boost this Raiju to get static done, and then let's go ahead and unfavorite these now that these are good to go, and we have our rainbow potato. So with that, we can go ahead and reapply our sprays. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't really need to use my glimmering spray yet. I'm going to save that for once the event ends because we have glimmering all over the place, excuse me. So I'm going to put pollinated onto this. We're going to save windstruck because we have tempestuous we're going to add. Pollinated, we'll put chocolate, and then we are going to put a honey sprinkler back down to get honey glaze back. So my main account here, I'm going to add the Cloud Touch spray. So wet's added. We'll add Shocked back onto it. And then we'll put Verdant onto it. All of our mutations are on here now. And then we're going to get everything else moved over. So we have Rainbow Shocked, Chocolate Verdant, Wet, Honey Glazed, Cloud Touch, and Pollinated so far, which brings us to 8 mutations on the potato, and we're going to get a lot more in just a little bit. Anyways, our Raiju is going to be the first pet for our guaranteed mutations to eat this and apply static, so we're going to let him do that in a second here. So I'm going to spawn in a Lemon Lion for the Brain Rot mutation. I'm going to spawn in a Peach Wasp for the Plasma mutation. We'll spawn in our Pterodactyl for... Okay, well, that didn't come up with Pterodactyl, but we'll spawn in our Corrupt Kitsune as well for Corrupt Chakra. We'll spawn in our Pterodactyl here for our Tempestuous mutation, and we'll spawn in our Cockatrice as well for that Toxic mutation. And I would spawn in the Jackalopes as well, but we did already get Sandy, so we don't need the Jackalopes today. I think with those last 2 slots, we'll go ahead and get started with our Disco Bee so we can get the Disco mutation done. And real quick, let me just take a look to make sure I'm not missing anything, because there's so many different pets. I tend to forget now if I'm missing anything. So let me just make sure I have all the guaranteed mutation pets out on the battlefield right now to give us those mutations. Oh, I almost forgot the Phoenix, dude. See, there's so many now. I forget. All right, so I'll pick up a Disco Bee for now and put the Phoenix down because we got to get that flaming mutation from our Phoenix. And I believe that is all of the guaranteed mutation pets out now. And then after these guys, yeah, we'll focus on Disco Bees, Chicken Zombies, and then our AFK set of pets. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do here, so we're going to let our pets do their things and finish their cooldowns, with our Raiju actually being the first one here who's going to eat this carrot here that is shocked and going to apply that static mutation. All right, eat that. Give me that static mutation. All right, we got some static on carrots. We got static on a sugar apple. Some more carrots. All right, so we're good. Where did static go on the sugar apple? I'm not seeing that one. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in that Disco Bee back then, and we'll focus on Disco and Zombified once we get all these guaranteed mutations. Hopefully these Disco Bees will come in clutch, though, so we can just focus on Zombified. All right, the Lemon Lion just applied the Brain Rot mutation to a carrot. I hardly just missed it. I wasn't paying attention for a second there. I was on my phone, bro. Can't be texting and mutating, I guess. But here we go. Carrot, this carrot specifically has the Brain Rot mutation, so we will go ahead and move this one over. Again, I'm not too worried about the Dawnbound mutation being on all these. I got extra carrots for that reason, so we can easily duplicate more Dawnbound carrots for the next videos. But yeah, there we go. So this carrot has Brain Rot on it. We'll unfavorite that and add that to our collection. So thank you, Mr. Lemon Lion, for your service. I'm gonna go ahead and pick you up now, buddy. I'm gonna spawn in another Disco Bee so we can hopefully get Disco done and then focus just on Zombified after these guys are done. So let's see what happens there. I'm also gonna go ahead and boost this Pterodactyl so we can get Tempestuous done. So let's go ahead and wait just a second here. Let's get that flaming mutation done and out of the way. All right, let's see. Oh, he's flying. He's flying. He's going. He's going. All right, we got it on 4 fruits. Did we actually get it on the potato directly? No, we didn't get it on this. Did we get it on... Okay, we got some on these carrots. That's all we need to know. All right, cool. So flaming is done, and it's on some of these carrots over here. So that is perfect. That works for us. We can go ahead and pick up our Phoenix now. And who's next? Cockatrice is next, and Pterodactyl's next. So let's go ahead and wait for them. Cockatrice will give us Toxic. Pterodactyl should hopefully give us Tempestuous, and then we can swap those guys out as well. We do have 3 Disco Bees, so I'm going to go ahead and place another Disco Bee, and we're just going to get max Disco Bees to get that mutation done, and then we'll go for Chicken Zombies. All right, we got Toxic spread to some carrots and to potatoes, so our Cockatrice is done. I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up. Let's see, did we get it on our main potato? No, we got it on this one over here, okay. And our Pterodactyl is next to give us Tempestuous. Now, I guess the one thing I didn't think of is when these Spinos eat, they will not eat from the favorited fruits here, but they can eat from these unfavorited ones and spread it to these favorited fruits. So that might be a bit of a problem, because we wanted to get on the tomato, we wanted to get it on the potato. So we'll have to think about that, and I might need to actually pick up these carrots and maybe just save 1 Dawnbound carrot or AFK Dawnbound before the next video again, because I didn't think that one over, did I? But anyways, our Pterodactyl is done here. Tempestuous is done, and that is another 2 pet slots open. So our Disco Bees are almost done with their cooldowns, at least a couple of them. So I want to try to get Disco done first, but the Chicken Zombies do take a while for their cooldown, so I might as well start getting some Chicken Zombies in here, and I'll go 4 and 4. Once we get Peach Wasp done and Corrupt Kitsune, I can spawn in 4 Chicken Zombies, and I'll have 4 Disco Bees. But hopefully we'll get lucky, and these Disco Bees will be quick and give us the Disco mutation pretty quick. Zephy's almost done, so I'm going to actually boost him, and there he is. So let's see if he will give us the Disco mutation, because maybe if we can get him to do it first and he just gets it done and out of the way, then we can just focus on Chicken Zombies and our life will be easier. That doesn't always happen. We usually have a tough life. Our pets don't really like us. That's a problem. All right, Zephy, come on. Come on, buddy. All right, he failed. Just like I said, you know, I didn't think he would like us, but it was worth a shot. All right, so let's see if our corrupt kitsune gives us foxfire corrupt chakra, maybe? Maybe, that'd be nice, right? Right, buddy? Right? Okay, we only got corrupt chakra on 1 golden egg, so we're gonna go ahead and take him away for now, and then maybe we can try and AFK him later to get foxfire corrupt chakra. But as long as we have the regular corrupt chakra, that works for now. Disco beast going off, and we got disco done and applied to one of our sugar apples, which is actually perfect for us. That means we are good with our disco bees as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this corrupt kitsune here. We're gonna pick up our disco bees, and now we're gonna go ahead and just spawn in some more chicken zombies and max these guys out so we can prepare to hopefully get these zombified mutation and get ready for our AFK grind here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chicken zombies. I thought we had more, but just to help out, I guess I can put in a mimic octopus as well and a queen bee just to make sure we get zombified done faster. And then our peach wasp here is about to be done with its cooldown in about 2 minutes to give us the plasma mutation. And once we have plasma done, then we should be good with all of our guaranteed pets. He's gonna sting one of our chicken zombies though for now, I believe. Yep. All right, but yeah, these guys still have a very long time for the cooldowns. We still have 13 minutes in total, so we'll have to wait a little bit. But the queen bee will help with that. Mimic octopus will help as well, and hopefully we get zombified done on one of these first tries, and then we can prepare for our AFK setup. All right, our peach wasp is going to apply plasma. Looks like it's going to a sugar apple. Yep, there we go. So plasma has been applied to a sugar apple. We're good with our peach wasp, and now we just have to wait for these chicken zombies to give us zombified, and then we can do our AFK setup. Now, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is spawn in a gnome, since we do have quite a few gnomes here. I can boost the gnome, and that will boost its basic ability, and since we have all these gnomes, I'll boost that % chance. So we should be able to get gnome pretty quick. That way, when we actually go AFK, I can spawn in a kappa, and we can fill up our 8 pet slots, but otherwise, we'll just let him be one of our AFK pets as we normally do, and then we'll swap him out with a kappa later for bloodlet. But besides that, yeah, once we get zombified, we should be good to go for our AFK setup, and then eventually we'll throw in some spinos and get everything moved to our potato. So we just had our mimic octopus apply the zombified mutation to one of our sugar apples over here, right here, the same one with disco on it. So zombified is done. However, I do have some bad news. I have some real bad news, actually. I did something bad. So I was trying to boost one of my pets, and I accidentally picked up the potato right here that had tempestuous and rot on it, dude. I need those. So I'm gonna go ahead and real quick spawn in my mandrakes again. I'm gonna favorite this potato. Oh, wait, that one's already favored. I'm gonna favorite this potato just so I don't pick anything up on that. We're gonna get rot back. This one's pretty easy, and then we're gonna I mean, tempestuous is pretty easy as well, but we do have to wait a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my pterodactyl again and get tempestuous back, and then we can actually do our AFK grind. But I am gonna have to wait about 8 minutes for this guy to give us tempestuous again. However, at least it wasn't like pets that take forever. It was only rot, it was only tempestuous, everything else we had on everything else, so we're good with that. All right, come on, give me that rot mutation back. I messed up big time. Just forgive me and give me it back, please. Oh, thank you. All right, we got raw on a sugar apple now, so that's done again. That was annoying. Now we just gotta wait for our pterodactyl to give us tempestuous again, and then we can really do our ultimate AFK setup. I guess right now while I'm here, I'm gonna boost this gnome real quick and maybe help us get that beautiful mutation, the gnome mutation, maybe. Okay, or I won't get it. That's fine. But anyways, yeah, so we're gonna wait for a pterodactyl. I guess I'll go ahead and get the AFK setup going, though. I will swap this guy out, though, once we get tempestuous back, but I'm gonna go ahead and put down my tranquil scarlet for the tranquil mutation, corrupt scarlet for the corrupt mutation. We'll put down our lobster for molten and meteoric, which we can get infernal and blazing from. I'm gonna go ahead and put down my spriggan for the blue mutation. We already have my gnome down for the gnomed mutation, and let's see what else, because we have a couple more that I know I'm missing. Let me see here. All right, I'm gonna get the griffin down for the cyclonic mutation, and I will get my spaghetti sloth down for the spaghetti mutation, which is the meatball sauce and pasta mutation mixed all together, and the aromatic mutation because I have that shard on him. And then I think we're missing one more pet. I know I am somewhere. I know we're gonna do kappas eventually, so I will put my kappas in my hotbar just to remind myself. But what other pet are we missing? Because I know that there's one that I always do with this combo. Let me just double check here real quick. Bro, my brain is broken right now. I know there's someone in here I'm missing. They'll come back to me, I'm sure. I'm looking right at it and I can't think of it. So I'll spawn it in a second, though, whenever I get tempestuous back, and I'll let you know what it is once I figure it out, because my brain hurts right now. So I don't know how this makes sense, but there's a heat wave while there's a frost snow event.
This is completely ruining my immersion right now. This is not possible.
Anyways, I remembered what pet I was missing. It's the junk bot. So this guy will go into my AFK collection. It's the second one pterodactyl is done. I do have some tanning mirrors. I just wanted to make sure I'm going to get sun dried. I think I should be good. They're in range. And I guess I do have a star crawler as well. well. I'll put one over here, though, just in case to hit some of that stuff. If we do, for some reason, get a celestial event, I don't know if we will, but that'd be very, very nice. All right, so hopefully my pterodactyl reapplies tempestuous first try, since I messed up and I'm dumb and stupid and idiot. All right, tempestuous, please. Back to something. Bro, why are you not giving me tempestuous? Why are you not giving me tempestuous? He's upset at me because I took it away earlier. I did not mean to, man. It was an honest mistake. All right, well, anyways, once we get tempestuous, we'll get Junkbot in there and AFK, but I'm very sad now. All right, so we have Twisted, or I guess Tempestuous, back on some sugar apples and some of our carrots here. So we should be good. Let me just double check, make sure it actually did get on one of these sugar apples. There it is. All right, cool. So we have Tempestuous on a sugar apple. I did place these carrots down just in case, but since they're good to go and we have it on a sugar apple, I'm gonna go ahead and pick these up and we are good. So we can finally swap out our pterodactyl, put down our Junkbot, and now we have our official AFK setup. Now, real quick, I'm gonna see if our gnome actually ends up giving us gnome, because if he does, we can go ahead and put down our Kappa, and then we can really just AFK for a bit. But if not, we're gonna have to do some more waiting and come back in just a little bit. And I guess in the meantime, I can also boost my Spriggan. Excuse me. So I'll do that to see if we get Bloom done, and that should help a little bit as well. All right, gnome, come on, gnome. It failed. All right, well, it was worth a shot. Real quick, let's just see if we do get Bloom from our Spriggan. All right, Spriggan, don't let us down. Get us Bloom so we can swap you out for a Kappa. I don't want to get rid of you. I love you, but, like, that'd be nice. Oh, you're going kind of far away. Hey, buddy. Buddy, come back over here, please. Get a little bit closer, please. All right, come on, Bloom. Yeah, I think he was out of range. All right, well, that breaks my heart. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing, dude. You know what? I'm out of here.
Bruh, chill.
All right, our Scarlet Macaw applied Tranquil to our potato, and I think it was actually it was our actual potato that we needed it on. So, all right, we got our Scarlet done, our first one, our Tranquil one done. Let's see if we get Corrupt. I did boost him to try and get Corrupt, so hopefully we can get that done. Let's see it. All right, failed. Well, at least we got Tranquil done. That will be useful. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and actually place down some more carrots here. Let's do a couple here. And I guess we'll do a couple over here. And that should be good. I guess I'll do a couple in this corner as well. And then we're going to spawn in a Kappa to hopefully give us Bloodlet while we AFK. But I'm glad that Tranquil is done. All right, so while I was AFK, it looks like we had a lot of good stuff happen. So first off, as you can see, this other big potato that I have got Cyclonic on it. And it also got Bloom on it. So those are 2 more mutations done. And we could check off of our list. Oh, and he's going off again. All right, but we got those 2 done. We also got Corrupt done, which is another mutation out of the way from our from our Corrupt Scarlet Macaw. So I'm gonna go ahead and travel this one over to the platter over here. Perfect. We don't really need Frozen. I think, do we already have Frozen? We have it on this one. So yeah, we don't really need the Frozen carrots. I'll pick that up. We did get Meatball on this carrot, and I think we got it over there, but I will just move this over here just in case because we got another Bloom on it anyways, so we'll do that. We got Pasta on this carrot. Then on this carrot over here, we got Oil, so we can get rid of our Junkbot a second. Oil is done, so we'll go ahead and travel this over here. We also got Molten, so Molten's done, but we still need Meteoric, but we'll go ahead and move the Molten carrot over here as well. All right, Aromatic did just fail, but this carrot over here, we have we have Sauce and Pasta on it. I don't know, I can't speak, but that's Sauce done as well. So that's pretty much all the spaghetti mutations done. We just need to make sure we have Aromatic somewhere, but let's see, none on that. All right, so let's see if we got Bloodlet anywhere over here. Yeah, so I'm not seeing Bloodlet. We might have not gotten that while we're AFK. Doesn't look like it. So we'll have to wait around for Bloodlet a little bit longer, but we did get quite a bit done here. So that was some good progress. We are good with the Junkbot. We are good with the Cyclonic, or the Griffin here that gives us Cyclonic. We're good with the Spriggan. We did get Bloom, and we are also good with the Corrupt Scarlet here. So we still need to get Gnomed. I'm gonna go ahead and boost him to see if we can get that done out of the way. Let's see. Let's test our luck, I guess. Failed. Okay. But yeah, we still need Gnomed. We still need Meteoric. We still need Aromatic from our Spaghetti Sloth. And then we still need to get Bloodlet. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another Kappa to help us get Bloodlet done with a couple of extra carrots. But okay, there we go. Now we have 2 Kappas to help us get Bloodlet. We'll hopefully get Aromatic. And then with those extra slots that we have left, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 of my Mega Spinosauruses here. And I'm going to spawn in another regular Spinosaurus. And that way we can start getting all these mutations moved over to our favorited potato right here. All right. So our potato is ready with all of these mutations on it. It is looking pretty good. We have a total of 31 mutations, and then if we separate some of these like spaghetti, we would have 33 mutations. With ceramic, we'd be up to about I think about 35. Harmonized chakra would bring us to 36. Maelstrom would bring us to, I want to say, 38. Gloom 39. Paradisal 40. Storm charge would be about 44, and infernal would bring us to about 47, 48. So we do have a lot of mutations on this thing. I wish we could have gotten like select Celestial and Aurora, that would have made this even more. But we do have Dawnbound on it, which is a really good multiplier to have. So I'm happy about that. And this thing just looks insane, of course, because there's so many mutations on it. We're going to try to add that 49th mutation on this with getting our raptor spawned in and trying to get amber. So let's see if we can get that done. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pick up our potato now. Or actually, you know what, instead of checking with Steven, everyone always asks me to do the magnifying glass, so I'm gonna check it with the magnifying glass first just to see what the value would be if it's over 1 trillion, and then we'll pick it up and see if we get amber. So let's go ahead and use a magnifying glass today first. So let's go ahead and click our potato here. Okay, so this thing is currently worth 1.5 trillion, which is actually an insane amount for this thing being a potato, which is the base value is around like 80k or something like that, or like 60k. So 1.5 trillion is very good. Let's see if we can actually get amber on it though. All right, we did not get amber on it, but we do have this potato with all these mutations worth 1.5 trillion, which is a very, very good amount of money. I think the Dawnbound mutation really helps getting that added on here today. So what do you guys think? Is the potato worth it, getting all the mutations and growing a big potato in Roblox Grow? All right, first things first is we're going to spawn in 7 of our mooncats here. All right, and then next up we're going to spawn in one of our triceratopses. This guy is an age 9 compared to my other 2 that are age 8, so he's a little bit ahead of the other 2, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn him in. And then we're going to go ahead and place our sprinklers here. So I'm going to go ahead and place our Grandmaster Sprinkler, a Master Sprinkler, Godly, Advanced, and Basic, and then I'm going to go ahead and slap down a Sugar Glaze Seed right in that mix. And this should help it get pretty big, plus all of our mooncats. Now, what we can also do is drag this thing over into a bunch of mooncats to hopefully get the original Sugar Glaze to be pretty big. So let me see, can I move this? All right, I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. And we're just going to let these mooncats mix in their abilities onto it. All right, that looks pretty good. And then I guess, you know what, since this is growing pretty quick, I can use some more watering cans on it. And then once our triceratops here is done with this cooldown, I can just go ahead and smack this sugar glaze and we can get the first set of donuts done and see how big they turn out. Let's try to travel this right in between these guys. We need to get as big of a sugar glaze as we possibly can. Look, the cat's actually sleeping in the tree. What? All right, I'll put it in this one just to get more bonus points possibly from our mooncats, and then we're going to put it right back in our sprinklers here. All right, then finally, a couple more watering cans, and this thing should be done growing. I wish I could drag the mooncats over here. I know a lot of people were telling me to get the pancakes so I can have them all focus on a section. I actually did not get the pancake unlocked. I just had the pancake mole. But yeah, that'll be one of the things I focus on unlocking next, so we can always have our mooncats target one area for our plants. All right, our triceratops is... Oh my... All right, well, it looks like we got a pretty big donut growing in. It looks like everyone's doing their job. Let's see what the triceratops does to help. All right, kaboom. That was it. That was 33 minutes of growth. All right, so our sugar glaze is done growing. Why is it green? I thought it was going to be like a chocolate one, but I guess we got someone's like boogers. All right, well, we're good here with our triceratopses, so we're going to go ahead and use some sprays here so we can get 5 mutations applied to our sugar glaze and then get a butterfly to turn that into rainbow for us. So we're going to go ahead and use one of these honey glaze sprays. We're going to use a pollinated, a chocolate, a shocked, and then we're just going to use a wet just to get another one out of the way. And there we go. We have 5 mutations on our sugar glaze here. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and trowel this so it's facing this way. This is the one time a chocolate spray makes something look a little bit better, a little bit more appetizing. All right, but anyways, I'm going to favorite this real quick just so I don't accidentally pick that up. And then we're going to go ahead and spawn in 1 queen bee here and a butterfly. So that way our queen bee will cool down our butterfly and convert this thing to rainbow. I'll take all those 5 mutations and convert it to rainbow. And then over here, my main account, I'm going to spawn in a queen bee as well. And then we're going to spawn in my kitsune. So that way, by the time this butterfly over here converts this to rainbow, then our kitsune over here will be ready, and then we can apply chakra or foxfire chakra to our sugar glaze. But for now, I do need to unfavorite this so the butterfly can actually convert these mutations, and we gotta wait about like 17 more minutes. Yeah, so I'll be right back. All right, so our queen bee's about done with her cooldown, and she's about to cool down our butterfly, and hopefully our butterfly can take these and apply rainbow quick, because for some reason my queen bee's timer on my main account bugged, and it is now lined up with this account. So it's about to cool down our kitsune over here as soon as this happens. So queen bee, cool down butterfly. Butterfly is now cooled down. Let's get rainbow quick before the kitsune comes. Come on, hurry up. Hurry up. All right, we're good. We got it just in time. Our sugar glaze is now rainbow. The kitsune is stealing it. And now we have rainbow and chakra done. All right, I'm gonna get out of his way. It's very bright and in my eyes, I can't see anything. All right, so since this is good, we're gonna go ahead and favorite this just so we don't touch it. And we're gonna go ahead and pick up our queen bee and our butterfly. And then let's go ahead and apply some sprays to this thing. So we're gonna reapply that shocked onto there. We're gonna apply pollinated. We're gonna apply fried, honey glazed, burnt, and chocolate. And then over here on my main account, we're going to apply cloud touch. We're going to apply verdant. And we're also going to apply wet. So that way our kappas have an easier time to apply bloodlet to our big sugar glaze here. All right, so that brings us up to 11 mutations on our sugar glaze, so it's looking pretty good here. So first thing I think I'm going to go ahead and do is plant a carrot seed, and we're going to put the shocked spray on our carrot seed here. All right, there we go. Our carrot is now shocked, so then I can go ahead and spawn in our Raiju, which will give us a mutation done right off the bat. He will eat this shocked carrot and apply static to our sugar glaze right away, so we can get that mutation done and out of the way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 2 disco bees as well, so we can work on getting the disco mutation added. We're going to spawn in our tranquil scarlet and our corrupted scarlet. Even though we already have verdant done, since they have tranquil and corrupt, we can get tranquil and corrupt mutations on our big sugar glaze here. All right, so that brings us to 5 pets here. Looks pretty good so far. I am going to go ahead and spawn in my chicken zombies next, just so we can get zombified done and out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in a kappa here, so our kappa can attempt to get the sugar glaze bloodlet. And that's good. We have all of our pets ready to go, and now we just have to wait for all of their cooldowns to go by. Okay, our Raiju just charged that carrot and ate it so fast I wasn't even ready for a second there, but he did apply the static mutation onto our sugar glaze here, so that is another mutation done and out of the way. All right, so what I think I'm gonna go ahead and do next is I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in this corrupted kitsune so we can start working on getting corrupt chakra or corrupt foxfire chakra and add that on to our sugar glaze. All right, and then we're also gonna wait around here because our disco bees are about done with their cooldowns, and hopefully we'll get disco applied right away. Usually they're pretty good about getting us disco. Let's see it. All right, one's going off. All right, easy. That first disco bee there instantly gave us the disco mutation. So we're getting some good mutations done. All right, so since that is good and out of the way, let's see. I think I'm going to spawn in another kappa to assist getting this thing to turn bloodlet. And then I guess, let me see what else I have in here. We don't really need our cooked owls today because we did get burnt on it already and fried. All right, I guess really the only other pet we need at the moment will be the pterodactyls. So I'm going to spawn one in here, and then I think what I'll do is whenever our pterodactyl here is about to be done with his cooldown, we're just going to grow a bunch of carrots back here like last second, so that way he can try to apply tempestuous to one of these. So in case he doesn't get tempestuous on the first try on our sugar glaze, all hope won't be lost. We can get it on a carrot and then just use a Spinosaurus to move it over. All right, let's go. One of our chicken zombies just applied the zombified mutation onto our sugar glaze, so that's another mutation done. We move these chicken zombies out of the way. They've done their job. All right, so next up is our pterodactyl. His cooldown is about done, so I'm going to quickly place a couple of these carrot seeds down just to see if we can stack up and maybe get tempestuous on one of these. All right, so let's see if our pterodactyl gives us tempestuous. It'd be nice if he could just give it to us directly on the sugar glaze, but if not, we'll use a Spinosaurus to move over mutations later onto this. All right, let's see it. He went all carrot mode. He didn't even go for the sugar glaze, but one of them did get tempestuous right here. So let me go ahead and favorite this real quick, and then I'm going to pick up the rest of these. All right, there we go. So tempestuous is on this carrot, which means our pterodactyl did do his job. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him up. He is good to go. And I guess we'll go ahead and unfavorite the carrot, and then we're going to put down a Spinosaurus. So this guy will be able to eat the carrot and then move it over to our sugar glaze. Okay, so I knew something felt like it was missing. Like I didn't do one of our pets that we normally do by now. And you know what? There is something missing, which is our spaghetti sloth. We got to get this guy to spawn in so it can give us sauce, pasta, and meatballs so we can get the spaghetti mutation added onto our sugar glaze. I don't know how good a spaghetti sugar glaze donut would taste, but our spaghetti sloth sure thinks it would be good. All right, so we have quite a bit of stuff about to happen. So first off, our Spinosaurus here is going to eat from our carrot, and hopefully it'll just move tempestuous over right away. Let's see. Let's see which mutation it eats. Okay, well, it ate wet, which we didn't need, so good thing we have our other Spinosaurus as backup for right now. So we're just gonna wait for that to happen. And then also, hopefully, our corrupt scarlet here will apply. the corrupt mutation to our sugar glaze. But it is nighttime now, so we should be able to get moonlit, and hopefully after we'll get a celestial event so we can get celestial added to our sugar glaze. But anyways, there we go. That Spinosaurus has officially added tempestuous over to our sugar glaze, so we can go ahead and pick up our Spinosauruses for now, since we don't really need them to move anything else over. I'm gonna pick up that carrot, and then we just gotta wait for these guys to apply their mutations to our sugar glaze here. So let's see. Hopefully the corrupt scarlet does corrupt. Come on, please get it done. Failed. Okay, well, we're not going to get that one done yet, I guess. But we are going to get moonlit done. So there we go. We now have a moonlit added to our sugar glaze here and tempestuous. So that's another 2 mutations done and out of the way. All right, corrupted kitsune, please give us your mutation. Please. There we go. Corrupted kitsune applied corrupt chakra to sugar glaze. So he is done and out of the way. And now we have harmonized chakra added onto this thing. All right, our spaghetti sloth is doing something. Let's see what mutation he adds to our sugar glaze first. He's pretty much a guaranteed pet to give us mutations. So let's see what the first one we get is. All right, we have sauce added to our sugar glaze now. So that is good to see. And once he applies his other 2, we'll have the full spaghetti mutation done. All right, our spaghetti sloth is heading over to hopefully apply the next mutation that we need. Hopefully it's not the same one. All right, there we go. So we got meatball added to sugar glaze. So now we have sauce and meatball on our sugar glaze here. As you can see, here's sauce, here's meatball. So once he adds pasta, those will all turn into spaghetti. Oh, wow. For the first time, I think, in one of these videos, we're actually getting an Aurora event. I mean, I guess we used to get events like this all the time, and I think we had the Aurora before when Brighter would do all the admin events. And it's ending. Well, no Aurora mutation. I guess I'll trowel this back. Okay, well, I literally just got back from being AFK, and I just came back to the spaghetti sloth applying pasta to our sugar glaze here. So let's go ahead and take a look if anything else happened. All right, so yeah, now we have spaghetti because we had all 3 of the spaghetti sloth mutations applied. It still looks like we did not get corrupt while I was AFK, so we still have to wait for corrupt to be applied, and we still have to wait for bloodlet to get applied. But our spaghetti sloth is at least done. All right, so finally we got another mutation done. Our Scarlet finally applied the corrupt mutation onto our sugar glaze. We can go ahead and pick him up. And now we have corrupt added onto here and tranquil. So we have those 2 done. It's pretty much only up to our kappas now to try and get bloodlet. I always spawn these guys in first, and then they literally struggle the entire time to convert wet to bloodlet. But hopefully they do that, and then once they get this thing bloodlet, or hopefully get it bloodlet, we'll then apply wet again and then convert wet over to frozen. All right, well, big rip. We've been waiting for our kappas to give us bloodlet for like 2 or 3 hours now, and they haven't. And then we got a frost event, so this thing is frozen and we can't get bloodlet now. All right, well, we didn't get bloodlit today, but we did get frozen. I wanted to get frozen and bloodlit though, but you know, sometimes you can never win at these things. And then yeah, it's also been hours and we haven't had any other events happen. We have our raptor spawned in, so we're gonna try to pick up our sugar glaze and get amber applied. But in total, we do have 19 mutations, and if you spread some of these out like tempestuous, we would have 20. Spaghetti, we would have 22, and harmonized chakra would bring us to 24 mutations. So if we get amber, that'll be 25. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pick this thing up. Oh, look at that. We actually did get amber. So yeah, this thing technically has 20 mutations on it, or 25. It, for some reason, shrunk in size when I picked it up. Sometimes the big plants do that. The donut, maybe just for holding purposes, it did that. But hopefully it didn't actually break the size of it, and then it's going to break the value. I don't know, but we'll give it a shot. So thanks to our raptors for helping us out. All right, well, without further ado, I'm going to check the value of this thing with Steven. Hopefully it's still good. I don't know if the size actually went down or if it's just a visual bug like it used to be, but we're going to go ahead and check with Steven and see how much our sugar glazed donut is worth. So Steven, what would you give me for this thing today? Okay, yeah, I think the size stayed the same because this is worth 209 billion, which is actually really good for missing some of the mutations like paradisal and also ceramic. If we did get all of the admin mutations on this thing, I think it would have been close to 1 trillion or even passing 1 trillion, and we could have even gotten it bigger. But yeah, this is actually a pretty good price for the sugar glazed donut, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if this is a good price to you guys. The glimmering mutation, I can't think, but yeah, I did some trading and we got these two, and actually I traded and I got this age 52 one. I guess whoever had this was just spamming level up lollipops on it or something. So yeah, it's actually a pretty higher level one, so that should be good with the cooldown. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I do want to point out as well, as I was doing some of this event and playing around with it a little bit, we actually got a couple of our beanstalks here moonlit, and we did get some glimmering already, and we do have a chakra beanstalk for my main account because I was using both accounts to grind the event. Yeah, so we have a couple of the mutations already done and ready, and we can get those moved over with the Spino shortly. But in the meantime, let's go ahead, and I know you guys are going to probably tell me to use the green bean, but I'm going to actually be using the Mooncats again today with a Triceratops, because I think this combo just works a little bit better. The green bean takes 30 minutes, and last time I did it with the pepper, it was pretty pathetic, the growth that we got. So I'm not going to be doing that again, okay? But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and grow this wisp wing here, and this thing actually looks really cool when you grow it. So we're going to go ahead and grow the actual plant first, get this thing to 100%, and then we'll put some sprinklers down, let our Mooncats do the thing, and get a very big wisp wing fruit. But yeah, again, this thing looks insane. You'll have to see it whenever we fully grow it, dude. You're gonna be like, whoa, that thing is really cool, especially if you haven't seen it yet. It's insane. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and water this thing. It's gonna need a lot of watering. I guess we can go ahead and get some advanced sprinklers on it just to help with the growth process. Yeah, this is like going nowhere in life right now. It's literally a 0% grown wisp wing, and I'm already using so many watering cans. Hold on, I know a magic trick I can do. Don't mind me. Alakazam. Wow. Wow, it grew in really quick. But look at this thing, dude. It looks insane. It's literally a plant that moves and has wings on it. That is crazy. That is crazy awesome. But anyways, now that we have this first one grown, I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. And we're going to actually put some sprinklers down now. You didn't see anything, by the way. That wasn't me who did that. I'm going to go ahead and put down a Grandmaster sprinkler, a Master. Let's go ahead and do a Godly. And we already have some advanced, but I will do an extra advanced in there. And I will put down a basic sprinkler as soon as I can find it in here. There it is. All right, there we go. So now we have all of our sprinklers set, and then once our Mooncats start sleeping on this thing, it should get pretty big, I hope. And then our Triceratops will also help speed up the fruit growth process a little bit, and we should be good. All right, some of our Mooncats are coming over here. Start sleeping. Come on, there we go. We got a pretty good stack right there. All right, put this right in there for a second. All right, there we go. That should help a little bit with the growth. This thing has an average value of about 180,000 shekels, so I think we could probably make a lot of money with this thing once we get all the mutations on it. So this is going to be a crazy one. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see if we get a big one now. Now, I know, again, like, people are like, oh, use the green bean. It's a 5 times bonus, and I guess if you mix that with the Mooncats, it's pretty good, but otherwise, it's like the... Oh, it's starting to grow. But otherwise, why are you hitting my beanstalk, bro? That thing is already grown. Oh, he's hitting this now. All right, there we go. All right, well, that was a 33-minute and did nothing. I hope this is a big one. But anyways, yeah, the green bean's a good, like, 5 times multiplier, and if you mix it with the Mooncats, it's good. But if you do get multiple Mooncats to sleep on your plant, I mean, you do get 1.86 times, and you can easily pass up that 5 times multiplier that the green bean gives. But again, I know if you mix them all together, you can have some magic happen, and yeah, like, I'm sure it's better, okay? But it just takes a long time, and last time I did it, it kind of showed me that it hated me, and I didn't get anything good from it. So that's why I'm not doing it right now. All right, so here's our new wisp wing. Where's the top of this thing, bro? Look at it. It's all the way up there. Look at it flapping its wings. It's beautiful. This is probably my favorite fruit in the game now, by far. Like, this thing looks insane. I'm so excited for this one. All right, but there's our beautiful wisp wing. It is gigantic, and I think we have a pretty good size here. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is pick up all these Mooncats now, and our Triceratops. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in our queen bee, and I'm gonna favorite this for a second just so I don't accidentally touch that. All right, let's go ahead and do our queen bee. Let's do our butterfly, and let's go ahead and get some mutations on it. So the silver mutation doesn't actually count because it's a growth mutation, so that won't actually help us get the rainbow mutation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a honey sprinkler down, and let's go ahead and do our sprays here. So I'll do a shock spray, chocolate spray, pollinated spray, and I guess I'll go ahead and just use that chilled spray. And there we go. We have 5 mutations now for our butterfly to convert this wisp wing to rainbow. And once it's rainbow, we can go ahead and get started and get this thing to look amazing and mutated. So, all right, I'm gonna leave it unfavorited. We're gonna sit right here by the sign so I don't accidentally pick it up. And in the meantime, I'm gonna gift myself, or actually, I can't gift myself sprays. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more shocked sprays onto my main account. Hold on, let me show you this real quick. I'm over on my main account, but you can actually, I didn't realize this, you can craft and buy the glimmering sprays in here if you want to save some time, which is nice. I thought you could only get it from the event, but I guess you can get it in here. All right, well, that might not be there forever, but we can take advantage of that for now. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and gift myself some more shock sprays or get them on my main account so we have more of that because we need those. We're almost out, which is crazy. Our brighter stack of shock sprays is about to run out, and there's no sign of the admin program coming back, or at least they don't like me because I haven't heard anything. All right, so it's time for the magic to happen. The queen bee is now going to cool down our butterfly, and our butterfly is now going to go ahead and convert all those mutations to rainbow on the wisp wing. And there we go. We are now done, and we have rainbow on our wisp wing. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these guys here, and let's go ahead and favorite this so we don't accidentally pick it up. There we go. And then let's go ahead and get our sprays going. So we're gonna go ahead and put shock back onto this. Pollinated, chocolate, and we'll do a honey glaze sprinkler so we can get honey glazed back onto here. And then on our main account over here, we're going to apply the cloud touch spray and the verdant spray. And then as you can see here, I actually spawned in our sugar apples already. And what we're going to go ahead and do is use our apple gazelle here to attempt to get the warp mutation. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a boost, and let's go ahead and try and get the warp mutation on something. We're going to carefully pick these up until we get it. Okay, we got the warp mutation on a sugar apple over here. Let's go ahead and travel this so we don't pick that up, and we're going to leave that over there. And then I guess we can go ahead and move these all to the corner. I'm going to keep these spawned in from now on because we always need to get that warp mutation now. So just like our beanstalk, I'm going to keep both of these spawned in, and if they get mutations on them, our spinos will just move them over. So anyways, that's good. These are all done. I'm going to move those, and let's go ahead and pick up that apple gazelle. And then real quick, I'm going to go ahead... Excuse me, I'm dying.
Hey, yo, what the?
I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in these mandrakes here. We're gonna spawn in an advanced sprinkler, and we're gonna spawn in, or try to plant some mandrake seeds here and get the rot mutation done. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple mandrake seeds and use my watering cans, and we're gonna do this until we get that rot mutation out of the way. And there we go. We got rot on a sugar apple and a beanstalk, so that's perfect. Now let's go ahead and do our guaranteed pets. So we're going to go ahead and do our lemon lion here to get that brain rot mutation done. We're going to do our peach wasp to get that plasma mutation done. Let's do the pterodactyl. Okay, every time I try to search pterodactyl, I get the corrupt kazoo, but we do need to get him done, so we'll do that. And then we'll do the pterodactyl. Hello, pterodactyl right here. And there we go. That's 4 guaranteed mutation pets spawned in. And then we're going to go ahead and do some disco bees here. So let's do 4 disco bees to hopefully get that disco mutation done and out of the way. I wanted to point out too that I have this ascended mooncat now that I also traded for. I forgot to mention earlier in the video, but this guy can help us get the dawn-bound mutation applied. However, he does take like 5 to 6 hours. It could be less, but it's usually a very long time. So once we have some pets done and our spinos are going, I'll probably try and spawn this guy in, and then we can try and AFK and get dawn-bound. But I am in kind of a rush today because I do head out tomorrow, so I have a lot to get done, and I have to send this over to my editor before, you know, I go to sleep and stuff. So I might not do dawn-bound this video. If we don't get it in time, I might just skip it. But by the next videos, well, besides the ones when I'm on vacation, but whenever I get back, we'll try and get dawn-bound on every fruit moving forward so we can get that extra multiplier bonus. Oh wait, you know what? We have some new pets, right? So maybe I should work on the cockatrice here to actually get that toxic mutation, because I believe he is guaranteed. So let's go and pick up this disco bee and place him down. Let's see. I think he's a guaranteed mutation. Yeah, so every 9 minutes he spits out 6 different fruits and apparently eggs and pets. Oh, okay, and eggs advance and pets gain XP, but the fruits get the toxic mutation. So he's a guarantee, so I'll get him done out of the way as well, because we got to get that done. But the disco bees, I think these 3 guys should be fine on their own. So we'll let them get us disco, and we'll wait for all these other guys to give us their guaranteed mutations, and then move on. All right, so our lemon lion is about to apply brain rot to something, so let's just get that done out of the way. There we go. We got brain rot on a sugar apple, so that's perfect. That's all we needed from him. So we're going to pick him up, and we're going to go ahead and replace him with another disco bee just to up our chances to getting disco done and out of the way. That should be good. We're going to go ahead and BRB for another couple minutes. All right, so our cooldown timer actually bugged and got above the regular pterodactyl timer. So let's see if we get tempestuous. All right, we did get tempestuous to 2 sugar apples, so pterodactyl is done. Thank you for your service. And then our disco bees will be giving us hopefully disco the next minute, and our cockatrice should hopefully give us that toxic mutation. I do have to reboost him though because his toy was way off of his cooldown. Let's go ahead and get that toxic mutation done and out of the way. I think this was supposed to be a mutation in the game forever ago, and then it just never got added until now. But there we go. We got toxic on some beanstalks, some sugar apples, so he is done with his job. Thank you for that. And let's hopefully get disco done now from these disco bees. We have 3 of them ready, then the other guy accidentally boosted, but he'll be ready in a few more minutes. And let's see, let's get us disco, please. Zaza, disco, please. Failed. Disco, please. Zeffy. Failed. Disco, please. Gigi. Please, Gigi, please. Please, Gigi. And failed. Okay, well, maybe our hope will be Flay. But we do have 2 more pet slots. We can go ahead and spawn some stuff in here. So I think with those 2 slots, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my jackalopes so we can get that sandy mutation done and out of the way, and get that applied to something. So we have sandy ready and we can start getting ceramic done a little bit. So these guys are usually pretty quick. I might just give them a quick boost anyways, just to help, just to give them a little bit more of a percent chance, because their cooldowns are quick, but their percent chance is pretty low. But that gives them to an 18% chance to get sandy done. All right, first time's the charm. The jackalope just applied sandy to one of our sugar apples, so these guys are good. We can go ahead and get them out of the way, which is perfect. And again, we still have a couple of pets to wait for here. I'm going to reboost my Flay Disco Bee wherever he is, over there. All right, so hopefully he will come in clutch and give us disco. But again, we have 2 more pet slots, so I guess we can go ahead and get started on let's see, we have quite a lot of pets still to go through, but I know a lot of these pets we'll have to use for our AFK grind, but I don't know what I want to do, bro. I don't know. This I'm just gonna go ahead and get 2 chicken zombies because we got to get those guys done anyways. So we'll go ahead and get these 2 ready, and hopefully one of these guys will give us the zombified mutation quickly, and then we can swap them out with some more chicken zombies in just a bit once our disco bees are done, and then get the other pets going. Sure, that's fine with me. Now hopefully Flay here comes in clutch, gives us disco, so we can go ahead and spawn in a few more chicken zombies and get zombified done and out of the way. All right, Flay, come on. All right, disco, please. He was out of range of everything. Wow, that is annoying. That is very annoying. Our Peach Wasp and Corrupt Kitsune will be done shortly anyways, so we can get these 2 guys swapped out for some more chicken zombies. Bruh, our Corrupt Kitsune just shot out a ton of stuff, and not one thing got corrupt chakra. This happened with the pterodactyl the other day, but however, I forgot. So hopefully these disco bees give us disco so we can swap out and get some more chicken zombies in here. But also I forgot we have to do our Raiju, because our Raiju will give us the static mutation. And now if you get static and shocked mixed with Maelstrom, which Maelstrom is tempestuous and cyclonic, you can now get the storm charge mutation, which is like a 220 times multiplier, which is very good. It mixes like everything together and makes it way better. So we need to get that done. But we can also get the Raiju going once our Peach Wasp is done, which our Peach Wasp will be in here in just a second. So hopefully we get disco, we'll get plasma done for sure, and then hopefully Corrupt Kitsune won't fail us the next time, so we can get ready for our AFK setup. But in the meantime, we got the Sky Merchant here, so I'm going to buy some of the stuff. There's no Cloud Touch sprays, but I do have a ton of those on my main account, so that's fine, and we're good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and I guess we could probably boost the Peach Wasp now. I think it's about ready for a toy. There we go, 1.5 minutes, so let's go ahead and get plasma done, and then we can swap that out for our Raiju. And in the meantime, our disco bees will hopefully give us disco now. Please give us disco done, please. All right, disco failed. Wow, you guys are failing me today. Usually you guys don't fail this much. Usually we're moving forward by now, but I don't know what's your guys' problem today. All right, well, sorry, I'm moving around in my chair, dude. Gotta readjust. Anyways, please, Zaza, Zeffy, come on, guys. You guys can do this for us, please. We need to get disco. Give us disco. Get it done. Failed. Zeffy, please. You know, you always come in clutch. You always come in clutch, right?
Nope.
Bro, why are you guys failing so much today? What is going on? You guys have a 28% chance, and you just be failing at every chance you have. At least the Peach Wasp knows what it's doing, and it's going to give us plasma right away. There goes our Peach Wasp with this PNG gliding animation, and there we go. We got plasma applied to a sugar apple, so the Peach Wasp is done, and we can go ahead and spawn in the Raiju to get the static mutation done. I'm gonna go ahead and place a carrot seed down. We have a shock spray we can use. Our last one from Brighter, dude. Thank you, Brighter, for your service. I wish you were still here. I wish you were here to see us this day and age, how we do these videos now. Here we go. Goodbye, shock spray. But anyways, our Raiju will eat this shocked carrot in just a little bit and apply static to stuff, and that'll be another guaranteed mutation out of the way. All right, so our Raiju is about to eat this shocked carrot and apply static to some of our fruits here, and then our chicken zombies are almost done with their cooldown, so hopefully get zombified done. Hopefully they're a little bit faster than the disco bees today, and then we have 3 disco bees that are going to attempt to apply disco as well. But anyways, here goes the Raiju. He just ate our carrot. He's going to apply static to stuff, so we got sugar apple with static and some beanstalk, so that works. So thank you, Raiju, for your service. Pick you up. All right, first disco bee failed. What about the other 2? All right, please give us disco, dude. Why are you guys taking so long today? Like, all of our other pets are doing their jobs, and you guys are just failing at life. Come on, no more failing at life. We got to keep moving forward. All right, come on, disco bee, give us disco, please. Failed. Zeffy, please, man, you gotta understand, like, we've been at this all day. Come on, man, we're gonna be at this all day. Come on, Finally, dude, Zeffy came in clutch. We got disco applied to a sugar apple. Thank you so much. The disco bees are finally done. We can move these guys out of the way, and then we can actually go ahead and boost our corrupt kidzoon to hopefully get corrupt chakra done. And then we have 2 chicken zombies about to do their thing. Now, in case these guys fail again, I'm gonna go ahead and put some more chicken zombies down. Now, hopefully these 2 don't fail. The disco bees already failed us enough today. Bella, Shano, however you say your name. Look, I have faith in you guys. You guys always come in clutch with the zombified mutation. Please come in clutch again today so we can get ready for our AFK grind, okay? So we have a lot of pets to AFK with, and it'd just be nice if we get you all done and out of the way. Not that I hate you or anything. I love you guys, but please, come on, make it easy. First chicken zombie. Give us that zombified mutation. Come on. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's go do the first one. Apply to zombified to beanstalk. Like, why couldn't the disco bees do that? Why they gotta be all goofy today? All right, I don't understand. But anyways, after our corrupt kidzoon gives us corrupt chakra, we'll be good to go for our full AFK setup. But for now, we can go ahead and start getting some of these AFK pets put in. So we're gonna get the griffin in to get cyclonic, junkbot to get oil, a lobster in here to get meteoric and molten, the gnome to get gnomed, the spriggan to give us bloom. Oh yes, we're missing our corrupt scarlet macaw and our tranquil scarlet macaw. And then we also got to get that spaghetti sloth swapped out for the corrupt kidzoon once he's done, and then we should be good to AFK for a bit. So let me get that spaghetti sloth ready. All right, let's see if our corrupt kidzoon clutches up for us this time and gives us corrupt chakra. He should. We have so many plants, dude. Come on. All right, there we go. We got some on the sugar apple, some on the beanstalk, so we're good. We now have corrupt chakra. And again, I know people are going to be like,
Oh, why don't you get Foxfire corrupt chakra and Foxfire chakra? Well,
look, man, like, I don't have much time today, especially, but usually I might try to do it in the future since we do like this nice like little AFK setup now. The moment I'm just not gonna do it again today, but yeah, hopefully I'll start doing that in the future so we can get harmonized Foxfire chakra and regular harmonized chakra, so we get those extra multipliers for some extra cha-ching, you know. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this corrupt kidzoon and we're gonna replace him with a spaghetti sloth here. This guy will give us sauce, pasta, and meatballs so we can get spaghetti done, and then we're gonna get the aromatic mutation from his mutation shards. There'll be 4 mutations from him. So now we have our AFK setup. I'm gonna go ahead and AFK for a little bit. Hopefully these guys will give us their mutations, and as they do, we'll swap them out with some kappas and some spinos, and then we'll get everything moved over to our wisp wing, and we'll have the ultimate wisp wing and grow a garden. All right, so I just got back from our first round of AFKing, and it looks like on some of our plans we did get some of the mutations already. So I noticed over here we actually got the gnomed mutation done, so we can go ahead and pick up our gnome. And then I also noticed up here, right here, we got the oil mutation done, so we can go ahead and pick up our junk bot. He's actually trying to reapply oil. Let's see if he does it anywhere else. No, okay, but it's done anyways, so we can go ahead and pick up the junk bot there. And let's see, did we get anything else? I did see, and I'll show you in a second here, but hold on. It's really hard to climb this beanstalk. It's a pain to climb this beanstalk. I'm falling out. All right, let's check on here. Okay, nothing looks different on here. But, okay, so on one of these sugar apples, we actually got meteoric done already, which we got meteoric done before we got molten done, it looks like, which is kind of crazy because that never happens. But there it is, meteoric. So meteoric is done. We just need to get molten now. So what I think I'm going to go ahead and do is, I guess we'll also see if we get bloom done and cyclonic done. So let me go ahead and I guess go ahead and boost our griffin to see if we can get cyclonic done real quick. Let's see. Okay, lots of cooldowns, but I did not see cyclonic, but that's fine. Lobster's doing something. Okay, he failed molten, that's fine. And then let's see if we can get bloom done with our spriggan here. Okay, one plant or one fruit just got bloom done, so we are done with our spriggan. That's perfect. So it looks like we just need to get cyclonic still, molten, and then we need to get corrupt, tranquil. And I think we only got meatball done so far, but we need to get sauce, pasta, and aromatic. All right, so taking a quick peek at everything here, it looks like on our wisp wing we did get storm charged, which means we did get static moved over, and we did get tempestuous moved over and all that, so that's good. We go ahead and favorite that. Oh, and we also seem to have gotten meteoric and molten, so those did get moved over and applied to our wisp wing. With that, we can go ahead and pick up our lobster pet here, so that's one of those guys gone for some extra space. And over here I noticed we did get the corrupt mutation, so we can go ahead and pick up our corrupt scarlet here. And since we did get cyclonic done, because cyclonic, once it mixes with tempestuous, it becomes maelstrom, and then once maelstrom combines with static and shock, it becomes storm charge. So since we have storm charge, it is confirmed that we have cyclonic, so we go ahead and pick our griffin up. And I have not seen bloodlet yet on anything. I've not seen it on our big wispwing here yet, so it looks like we still need to try and get bloodlet done from our kappas. We still need to get tranquil done, and then for our spaghetti sloth, it looks like we have a lot of meatball and sauce all around, but it looks like we still need pasta and aromatic. And this thing did become frozen. As you can see, there's a big frozen box. We got a lot of chilled events, so that is done. And hopefully we can get bloodlet on something that's not frozen so we can move it all over. I think to help the kappas, I will go ahead and put down a couple of carrot seeds here. They seem to like the carrots, and if I put them on kind of both sides of the garden, eventually something here is going to get bloodlet, so that should help them out a little bit there. All right, so since we only have one kappa spawned in, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in another one to try and get bloodlet done a little bit faster. And then I'm going to go ahead and spawn in our other two spinos so they can start tearing through all of our fruits a little bit faster. There's a lot of glimmering fruits, so it might take a little bit longer this time around. I'm going to try to pick up the glimmering fruits once this next event ends, so they have an easier time in the next hour to move everything over. Oh, it looks like we did get aromatic, so all we'd need is pasta then. Did he just do that? I didn't notice. He might have just done that. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so we just need pasta then, tranquil, bloodlet, and then everything moved over. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these glimmerings and then go back to being AFK. All right, so I was AFK for a little bit, and I actually checked, and we still need to get bloodlet moved over, and for some reason, our spaghetti sloth has also not given us pasta yet. So we're still waiting to get pasta on something to get that moved over. And then besides that, I don't know what happened, but for some reason, my corrupt mutation that I had on one of my sugar apples is gone, and I didn't do anything besides AFK, so the spinos should have moved it, but it's literally not on this anywhere. I don't know where it went. So yeah, I'm waiting to get that done again, and then of course we need to get pasta so we can get spaghetti done. And then besides that, I forgot earlier in the video to spawn in a golden goose, but I actually had a golden egg in my inventory, sold it, and I got fortune on a sugar apple, so we got to get that moved over as well. So we're still waiting for about 4 mutations to get moved over. We have 2 of them, and we're still waiting for 2 of them from our spaghetti sloth and from our corrupt scarlet. I don't know what happened to that corrupt, but I guess I'll look back in my video and see what may have happened, what may have went wrong, and hopefully that'll help me figure it out, and then we can get corrupt added onto here. But yeah, we're almost done. This has taken quite a while today, but just some of my mutations kind of like just blooped away. I don't know why. I think they bugged out or something from the spinos. All right, so we pretty much got everything moved on to our wispwing. As you can see, we have all of these mutations on it. Now I know the list looks a little shorter than it usually does, and that's because we had tempestuous / maelstrom now mixed in with static and shock, so that made the list a little bit smaller. And the other thing we're actually missing is corrupt. I don't know what happened to my corrupt mutation. I had it on a sugar apple, and I ended up just reclaiming all my sugar apples and my beanstalk to make it a little bit easier for all of my spinos to move stuff over. And so my corrupt scarlet would only focus on the wispwing so we can get it back quickly, and it literally didn't work. And I have to catch a flight in the morning, and it's going on midnight, and I'm just finishing recording this. I've been at this for like 7 hours, dude, so I gotta just kind of cut it there, and I'm sorry about that. I wish I could have got that corrupt mutation added on here and a couple of the other ones, but from AFKing and getting all of our pets done, this is what we're looking at. And if I actually unravel all these, we have 28 mutations on here, and a solar eclipse just started, so we might be able to get eclipse on this real quick before we end off. And yeah, if we can get that, we would have 29. But if we actually separate these mutations here, spaghetti would actually bring us up to about 30 mutations. Storm charge would bring us up to about, actually this one would give me a lot, so it'd be like windstruck, tempestuous, cyclonic, shocked, and static, about an extra 4 mutations, so it'd have like 34 mutations with that. Harmonized chakra 35, gloom 36, paradisal about 37, and frozen about maybe 38. And also we had sandy, but usually we get that to ceramic, which would be about like 40. I don't know why I didn't convert to ceramic, because this thing had wet on it applied multiple times, but I think it's because it got frozen before wet got applied to that sandy to make it clay and then into ceramic. So some goofy stuff happened, but overall, I mean, this wispwing has a lot of mutations. It pretty much has everything we normally do. A couple screw ups here and there, but I apologize about that. I don't really have time to fix it right now. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do without further ado here is I'm going to spawn in my raptors to attempt to hopefully get amber added onto our wispwing as well. And And we're gonna just wait a minute to see if the solar eclipse event actually gives us the eclipse. I know I could probably place some carrots and get it down quick and then add a Spino in and move it over. But again, I don't really have time because I got to get to bed for this flight. So I'm just going to see if we get eclipse real quick. And if we don't, then that's unfortunate. But hopefully we can get it just real quick on there. That'd be nice. You know, real quick. Come on, buddy. All right. We unfortunately did not get the eclipsed mutation. We might have if I put some carrots down or if that would have happened a few minutes earlier. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and pick up our wisp wing and let's see if we get the amber mutation applied.
Nope.
No, we literally did not get the amber mutation applied, which is crazy, dude. I don't know why we have so many raptors now. We're getting it even less, I feel like. But I don't know, man. They got to give us a way to get the amber mutation spray back because the raptors, they just don't do us justice sometimes. But anyways, here's our wisp wing with all of these mutations on it. It looks absolutely crazy, dude. This is like the best looking fruit in the game, in my opinion. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and check the value of this thing with Steven. So, Steven, what is our wisp wing worth today? This thing is worth 800 billion. And again, if we got that crud mutation, that eclipse mutation that just happened, and possibly even amber on here, this thing would have definitely it would have most likely been in the trillions, which is pretty crazy. I mean, this thing is worth a lot of money. Now, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, the amber heart is worth a little bit more than this, I believe, or it's maybe about the same, but this wisp wing can grow really big. I think it's easier to get a bigger one of these than the amber heart, and this thing just looks incredible. But anyways, with all that effort, hopefully this thing will grow in pretty good and we'll get a really good taco fern to sprout. So let's go ahead and get started and get prepared to grow our taco fern. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 7 mooncats here. We're going to spawn in our triceratops, and then we're going to get our sprinklers ready. So we have a grandmaster sprinkler we're going to use. We're going to put that right there. And then we're going to stack on top of that a master, a godly, advanced, and basic. And then we're going to put the taco fern right inside of there. All of our cats are sleeping over here, though. Hold on. All right, I'm going to put the taco fern right in here, just so we can get multiple mooncats to grow on it, which I think right here is about 3 of them. All right, that should be good. Let's go ahead and move that back in here by the sprinklers, and that should give us hopefully a pretty big taco fern. I almost just died by lightning. It almost just struck me. All right, so this thing's only at 1%. I guess we can buy some watering cans to get this process sped up a little bit. Oh, wow, that actually made it jump up. I don't know why the watering cans, like, unstuck the progress. So now it's at 39%. Let's spam our watering cans on it some more. Let's see what that gets it to. All right, we're up to 54, 55%. Pretty good. Let's see what the triceratops does. I don't know how big this thing's going to be. Oh, okay. Well, he just smacked it, and now it's at 99%. However, how did the tacos grow on this thing? All right. It's been smacked. I think that made good progress. I don't know. This still looks kind of small. All right, so our triceratops just again hit our taco fern, but this looks pretty small. I'm not gonna lie. So what I think I'm gonna do real quick is let me get my main account over here. I'm gonna hit grow all, get these picked up, and then I'm gonna try to get bigger ones because I don't think these are going to be big enough. So let me grow all real quick. Let me pick that up. Let's try this again. So I'm gonna do another grandmaster right here. We're gonna do another regular master, godly, advanced, and basic. I guess I'll trowel it real quick into these guys. Let their mooncat abilities make it hopefully get big. All right, then we're gonna move it back, and I'm just gonna wait a little bit and see what kind of size we get for the next one, and hopefully this next time around it's much bigger than that. This is not nearly as big as we can get this thing. I know it. So yeah, like see, like that's probably a little bit better, I think. All right, so this taco fern looks much better than this one. This one's like only like a 2-piece taco fern. This one has like multiple pieces, so I don't know if that really matters, but this one's still pretty big. So I think we're good here on the size. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all these mooncats so they stop meowing in my ears, and then we're gonna go over to our sprays, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this windstruck because we have pterodactyls, so this will just be a free mutation to convert this thing to rainbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this windstruck on there. We're gonna apply this chocolate on there, shocked, and pollinated, and then we have honey sprinkler, so I'll just use one of these honey glaze sprays, and then that should bring us to 5 mutations. It's technically gold does not count towards getting rainbow, so we have our other 5 mutations that will count now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in our queen bee here to start her cooldown for our butterfly, and that way the queen bee has about 7 minutes less of a cooldown. She'll cool down, make our butterfly's cooldown go to 0, and then our butterfly will convert this taco fern to rainbow. And then in the meantime, over here on my main account, I'm also going to spawn a queen bee over there, and then also my kitsune pet. So that way the kitsune will steal this eventually, and then apply foxfire chakra or normal chakra, or even both. All right, well anyways, I'll be right back. We're gonna wait till this thing gets rainbow. All right, our queen bee's cooldown is done. She is now giving her cooldown powers to the butterfly, and the butterfly is going to take our mutations from this taco fern and convert it to rainbow. Because rainbow is such a better multiplier than gold, so this will give us some more money in the end. All right, so we're good here. These pets are good. We don't need them right now. And now that this thing is rainbow, we can go ahead and reapply all those sprays. So we're going to go ahead and put our pollinated back onto there. We'll put our shocked back onto there. We also have a burnt spray, honey glazed. Oh, okay. I didn't expect that. We have fried, and then we also have chocolate. So there we go. We have 9 mutations applied. We still have more. Hold on. So then over here, my main account, I'm going to apply the Cloud Touch spray, and then I'm also going to apply Verdant, and I'll also apply Wet. So now we already have all these mutations from just sprays, but the reason why we did Verdant is so we can get that converted to Paradisal as soon as there's a heat wave. So that'll save us some time. And then we also got Wet, so then we can use our Kappas to convert Wet into Bloodlet. So that'll save us some time there as well. Then next up, we have to just wait for our Kitsune to cool down, and then that will apply Chakra. So this brings us up to 10 mutations. Once the Kitsune comes over, we'll have 11. And now we can start working on some of our other mutations from our pets. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 Disco Bees so we can work on getting the Disco mutation applied. I'm going to spawn in the Corrupted Kitsune so we can get Corrupt Chakra or Corrupt Foxfire Chakra. We'll also go ahead and place down 2 Kappas so we can get this thing to turn Bloodlet. All right, and then I guess we'll go ahead and spawn in 2 Chicken Zombies to attempt to get zombified. And then so we can get one of our pets done and out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my Raiju here. Or actually, before I spawn him in, I'm going to buy a carrot seed. I'm also going to favorite this just so I don't accidentally touch that. We're going to plant the carrot seed. We're going to spray the shocked spray onto it. And then we're going to spawn in my Raiju. And my Raiju will eat the shocked carrot and then apply static to our taco fern. This will be our pet lineup for now. All right, some of our pet cooldowns are done here. So our Raiju is going to eat that shocked carrot back there now. Look at him charge it. All right, and now he's going to apply static. We got our Disco Bee doing something, and we got Disco done. That is 3 pets we can move out of the way. So our Disco Bees are done here, and our Raiju is also done. And now we do have Disco and static applied to our taco fern, which is awesome. So I think I'm going to next get out my Spaghetti Sloth, because this guy is pretty much guaranteed 3 mutations to get Spaghetti. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn him in so we can get that done and out of the way. I guess I'll go ahead and spawn in our Corrupted and Tranquil Scarlets, because we do need to get Corrupt and Tranquil on our taco fern. So I'm gonna spawn these guys in because they have those mutations on them, and they do have like 25-minute cooldowns. So I'm really hoping that we can get these ones done and out of the way. All right, our chicken zombie just applied Zombified to our taco fern, so that is another pet done and out of the way. All right, so I guess the next pet we would spawn in is the Tanuki to try to get Moonlit, but I am wanting to try and get this thing Bloodlit first. The only thing is the Tanuki can't give us Moonlit, which is fine. However, the Kappas, they're trying to give us Bloodlit at the moment, which we need the Wet mutation for, and the Tanukis can possibly make this frozen, and if it's frozen, then we can no longer get Bloodlit. So we're gonna try and wait for the Kappas to do their thing, and I guess in the meantime, we will just go ahead and spawn in our pterodactyls here so we can try to get Tempestuous done and out of the way. All right, I'm going to experiment and see if I give our Corrupt Kitsune a medium and small pet toy, if it will increase our chances of getting Corrupt Foxfire Chakra. So let's go ahead and see. He's kind of moving. It's actually going to make the cooldown instant once I do the medium, but try to be quick. All right, see? Okay, I actually just did nothing, and it made his cooldown go, but the boost didn't help us even get the regular Corrupt Chakra. There we go. We got Chakra applied to our taco fern. That looks kind of scary. All right, Spaghetti Sloth, what are you going to give us first? It doesn't really matter because he's going to give us everything over time anyways. He's got to crawl his way all the way to the taco fern. Come on, you can make it. All right, Meatball is number 1. So now we just need to wait for him to give us sauce and pasta. I guess to increase our chances, by the way, I do have 13 gourmet eggs, so I am going to place these down so we can maybe get more Spaghetti Sloths. Oh, Pterodactyl applied Windstruck, and first times the charm, we got Tempestuous added to our taco fern, which is perfect. The rest of our pets here, we gotta wait for these Kappas to give us Bloodlit. Our Spaghetti Sloth is still being slow, of course, and then these guys need to give us Corrupt and Tranquil. All right, we have a sandstorm going on right now. I'm gonna try and move our taco fern over here to the corner and see if maybe for the first time in our lives we can get sandy on one of these things, dude. It's been a struggle to ever get sandy. I don't know if the Grandmaster Sprinkler would help at all for trying to get the sandy mutation. I think that's, again, just for, like, rainbow and gold. And it looked like it got sandy for a second, but it didn't. I thought I saw an effect down here that looked like it would be sandy, but no. Our luck is terrible. I'm gonna move this back over here and be sad now that we didn't get sandy. All right, so our sloth just applied pasta to our taco fern now. So now this thing has meatball and pasta. So now we just got to get him to apply sauce, and then we will have this thing turned to spaghetti. These Kappas are still struggling. Our Corrupted Kitsune is still struggling, and we're also still waiting for Tranquil and Corrupted to hopefully get applied from these two Scarlets we have with those mutations on them. We're struggling a little bit on these mutations. I really hope that we can get some cool events to happen, like another sandstorm, so we can actually get sandy. Okay, well, with all of our efforts trying to get our taco fern to turn bloodlet from our Kappas did not give us bloodlet. And then, of course, we get a frost weather event. So now we can't get bloodlet because we can't put wetback on it since this is already frozen. I wish there was a better way to get bloodlet besides waiting for the event and this Kappa. I guess we will spawn in then our Tanukis to try and get us moonlit since our Kappas failed us. All right, our spaghetti sloth just applied sauce to our taco fern, which means this thing is officially spaghettied. So now we have a spaghetti taco fern. So our spaghetti sloth has done his service. He is done here with his work today. We can go and pick him up. And now we just gotta wait for these Tanukis to give us moonlit, and for this guy to give us corrupt, and for this guy to give us corrupt chakra. And hopefully while we wait for all this, we'll get some more events. There could possibly be a nighttime event in 3 minutes if it happens every 4 hours like it normally has. All right, I guess I got big brain power, and the only reason I know that night events happen every 4 hours is because there's a Grow Garden bot that tells you like when events and seeds and stuff are in the shop. So if you want to have access to that bot, you can join my Discord server, discord.com/invite/bandites, or just click the link in the description. That's much easier. And there's a Grow Garden channel, and you can get access to all the events and cool things. Anyways, that's how I know that usually night events happen every 4 hours, which now we have moonlit done, and we can get rid of these Tanukis because they are good. They have done their job. Not really, they didn't do anything for us, but yeah. Anyways, we're gonna let our raptors level up a little bit here. I think I do have some treats for them. Yes, I do. So I'm gonna try to get these guys to level up a little bit faster, so that way we can have higher amber chances for them. All right, so I just got back after about an hour of AFKing. Let's see what has happened since we were gone. Let's go ahead and check our big taco fern here. So it looks like we did finally get corrupt added onto this thing after about an hour, so that's good. Did we get anything else to happen? It looks like we didn't get any sandy, any events. We just have moonlit. We didn't get celestial. We didn't get a heat wave. So wow, our luck was bad for events. And it also looks like we still have not gotten harmonized chakra. We still just have regular chakra. So our corrupted Kitsune here is not doing very good for us, it looks like, but we can go ahead and pick up our other corrupt Scarlet there. We can keep our Mimic Octopus and our corrupt Kitsune. Okay, so our Mimic Octopus finally, like, mimicked our corrupt Kitsune, even though our corrupt Kitsune hasn't done anything for us. The Mimic Octopus actually clutched for us and got us that harmonized chakra done. So with that, we are done with all of our pet mutations. We are up to 19 mutations on our taco fern. However, if we do separate some of these, like tempestuous, we'd be up to 20. Spaghetti would be up to 22. And harmonized chakra would bring us up to 24. So we do have like 24 mutations on this. The only things we're missing is celestial, aurora, sandy, and a heat wave to actually get that verdant to become paradisal. And then I guess the other last thing that we're missing is amber. And those are pretty much all the legit mutations that we could get on this. And that wouldn't include any of the admin ones, of course, but those are the few of the legit ones that we're actually missing. But besides that, this thing is pretty much good. I think I'm going to try it to see what the value is of it, and we're going to use our raptors here to hopefully get ambers. So hopefully this time we'll get amber applied so we can have an extra mutation done and added onto our taco fern. So without further ado, raptors, please help. All right, let's try this out. All right, we picked it up. Did we get amber on it? I can't tell. So yeah, I guess we didn't get amber. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just check the value of our taco fern here, and hopefully it's worth a lot. I mean, this thing I feel like could have been a little bit bigger, and maybe we could have got some of the other legit mutations, and you know, not including the admin ones, to make this more. I feel like we might have gotten a pretty good one here, and it should be worth a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and check with our boy Steven here and see what this taco fern is worth. So Steven, what are we looking at today for the taco fern? Okay, so this thing is worth 46 billion. And again, it's not even that big of one. I definitely think we could have gotten a bigger one. It doesn't even look like a taco or anything at this point. But anyways, we're going to be attempting to get every single mutation on this thing, and hopefully it's worth all the Robux I just spent. So let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm going to go ahead and start by spawning in my mooncats here. So we're going to spawn in 7 mooncats. All right, we're going to go ahead and put our sprinklers down here. So let's do a Grandmaster sprinkler, Master, Godly. I'm going to do 2 advanced and 1 basic. The 2 advanced should help this grow a little bit faster. There we go. We have our Princess Thorn finally growing in, and then we're gonna go ahead and spawn in a Triceratops. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use some watering cans on it as well to speed up the process of getting this grown, so then we can hopefully just have our Triceratops grow it in with 1 smack of the horns that he has. So let's go buy some more watering cans to speed this up a little bit. All right, we have some more mooncats stacking up right here. Let's go ahead and trowel this in there. Is this thing growing upside down? Like, why when I pick it up you can see it, but then like when I drop it, it's in the ground? How does this work? How does this work? All right, we'll just wait a minute. We'll let this guy smack it. I was hoping to get it done before he would smack it the next time, but I need more watering cans, dude. I literally just need an AFK and like set an auto clicker on watering cans overnight. Come on, buddy. Get this thing to grow in. I don't even know how big this is going to be. I can't tell. That was 33 minutes. It didn't even get to full grown. Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna need some more watering cans. Okay, so I'm assuming the thorns grow here, here, and here, so we'll probably have 3 of them. That sound right? I think so. I can't even pick it up now. Is it that big? It's just so heavy I can't lift it anymore. All right, it's getting smacked. Oh, that's not even done. Where's this thing gonna go, dude? This is huge. Why is it? Wait, I thought this was supposed to be like a green. Is this just one of the thorns on it? Where's it growing? Is it growing in the ground? This is supposed to look like this. I mean, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's not done. It's gotta. Okay, hold on. Let me. What's going on here? Hold on. Let me use my main account. I'm just gonna fully grow it in so we can save some time. I guess we'll do this. Let's see the grand reveal. Oh my gosh, bro! I could literally climb this and get up onto that cloud. This thing is humongous. Oh, we have the silver mutation. That's why it's this color. I thought it was the one of the thorns. Oh my gosh, dude! This is literally a beanstalk. I could climb past the cloud. This is insane. Oh, wait, hold on. This is crazy. Hold on. I can literally... Wait, can I make that? I might be able to make that. I might be able to make that jump. Bro, look at how big this thing is. I gotta get some screenshots of this because this is actually insane. This is bigger than the beanstalk that grows in. No, okay, I can't make that jump, but wow, is this thing huge. All right, well, we have our Princess Thorn, as you can tell. So first things first, we got to get some sprays on this thing so we can get it to turn into rainbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the chocolate spray on it. We're gonna apply the shock spray on it. We'll do windstruck because we have a pterodactyl, so that's kind of... You don't really need that. Then we'll do honey glazed, and there we go. We have 5. Actually, no, hold on. The silver doesn't count. That's a growth mutation, so we don't have 5 mutations yet. We need to do pollinated. There we go. Growth mutations don't count for turning this rainbow, but there we go. Now we have 5 mutations, and we can go ahead and spawn in our queen bee to reset her cooldown, and then we can go ahead and spawn in a butterfly. But then over here on our main account, we are also going to spawn in a queen bee as well, and we're going to spawn in a kitsune. So the queen bee over here will cool down that kitsune, and then that will apply chakra to our Princess Thorn, which is going to look insane whenever it comes over here to steal it and moves it to my main account. All right, but anyways, now we just have to do some waiting around, so we'll be back in a second once this thing is turning rainbow. So real quick, it is nighttime, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is place a carrot down back here in the corner of my garden, and that way we can get the moonlit mutation onto this carrot, and whenever that is moonlit, this we're going to convert to rainbow. So if we get it on our Princess Thorn, that would be great, but it's going to be gone anyways. Yeah, so that doesn't really matter. So we have this carrot here. We're going to let this carrot get moonlit, and then in a little bit we can use a Spinosaurus to move that over to our Princess Thorn, and that way we will have moonlit and we don't need to wait another 4 or so hours to get another nighttime event. So that should definitely help having that carrot placed. And I literally just paused the recording right when it happened, but there we go, our carrot's moonlit, so we'll now be able to use our Spinosaurus to move that over. So perfect. All right, boys, we gotta hurry this up. Queen bee, it's literally hailing at my house right now outside, and I don't know if I'm about to get slammed by a tornado, so like I gotta make sure I get the princess door and all the mutations before I die. So I might be blowing around during this video. Anyways, the queen bee is about to finish her cooldown here. So there we go. She is done with her cooldown. She's now going to cool down our butterfly, and our butterfly is going to convert all these mutations over to rainbow. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply all of my sprays here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put shocked onto it, verdant, fried, wet, pollinated, cloud touched, burnt, chocolate, and honey glazed. Now we're up to 10 mutations on our princess thorn. And then over here on my main account, we have just a couple minutes left for that queen bee. Let me see if I have any toys on my main account. I do. I'm gonna cool down my queen bee with that. So the queen bee is going to do her little dance there, and then my kitsune is going to head over here and apply chakra. It looks like he's targeting the carrot. Bro, are you targeting the carrot right now? I wanted you to go for the princess thorn, but that's fine. As long as we get the chakra mutation on the carrot, that should be fine. All right, there we go. He took a carrot, but we now have chakra on that, so we're going to use the Spinosaurus to move over the moonlit and the chakra to our princess thorn, and we should be good. I need to take like a 10-minute break here and make sure I don't lose power and lose all the footage, so I'll be back. Oh, actually, real quick before I do my break, I'm going to go ahead and apply the bloom spray as well onto the princess thorn, so that way we have the new bloom mutation as well. We don't need to use the Spriggan pet, so that'll save some time today. So there we go. All right, I'll be right back before I die. All right, so we are back in business now. I think I'm safe. I don't know. There's still a storm, but it's not as bad now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some mutations done on this princess thorn. So we got all this applied. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in the golden goose. Since this guy has the fortune mutation, we can use the Spinosaurus to move it over from an egg to this thing. So that'll be a quick and easy mutation to get done. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in our lobsters here, since they take a while for their mutations. They take 15 minutes for molten and 30 minutes for meteoric. Let's go ahead and do 2 disco beasts so we can try and get that disco mutation done and out of the way. We're going to spawn in our Raiju next so we can get shocked applied to a carrot, and then he'll eat the carrot and then apply static to our princess thorn. So we're gonna get his cooldown going there, and then I guess we'll go ahead and spawn in the pterodactyl so we can try and get tempestuous done, and then we will spawn in the corrupt kitsune so we can try and get corrupt chakra done. That's 8 pets for us there. That should be good, a good start. Okay, so this is interesting. We just got an aurora event. I'm hoping it'll at least give us the aurora mutation on one of these carrots. I'll be happy then, so we can get that moved over to our princess thorn. But anyways, our Raiju here is about done with the cooldown. I do need to give our Raiju another toy because I was right under the last cooldown, but there we go. So our Raiju is about to eat this shocked carrot and apply static, hopefully just directly to the princess thorn, but it'll do it to these carrots as well. All right, there we go. Carrot has been 8 and static should be applied. Okay, so okay, we did get it on the princess thorn. For a second it was only going to the carrot, so I got a little worried, but either way it would have been fine. We have Spinosaurus. All right, so Raiju's good. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up our Raiju. Next up we have the pterodactyl, who's going to attempt to apply tempestuous to either one of these carrots or the princess thorn directly. Let's see. Okay, all of the carrots. Okay, so one of the carrots is now tempestuous, so this one is tempestuous. Perfect. We are good there, so we can go ahead and pick up the pterodactyl, and then our disco bees are about to be next. So one of them just ran out of a toy cooldown, so I'm gonna go ahead and what did I don't even know what I just did, dude. All right, I respawned my pterodactyl. All right, there we go. Disco bee failed. Okay, that's fine. Next disco bee, please don't fail. Please just do your duties, please do your duties, please. Duties. Ah, perfect. Disco applied to Princess Thorn right away. All right, so those are a couple of pets done. We can go ahead and pick up these Disco Bees next. And the Golden Goose is now about to lay an egg for us, so that'll give us the Fortune mutation. What are you thinking? Right there? Is that your spot? All right, there we go. We have a golden egg with the fortune mutation, so that is good as well. So we go ahead and pick up the golden goose now, and then we just have to wait for that corrupt kitsune. So let's go ahead and pick up this. We'll go ahead and pick up all these static carrots. We do have tempestuous on this one, and then we have moonlit and chakra on this one, and then we have fortune over here. Can I move this over here? Yes, I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this egg here. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 2 Spinosauruses to start eating away at these mutations, and also our lobsters are about to attempt to apply the molten mutation, so I'm gonna go ahead and give them toys to hopefully help with getting molten. Let's see. Okay, we got molten done on a carrot, so that will be another thing for the Spinosaurus to move over, but we still need meteoric from these guys, so we'll wait on that. All right, so that's some pretty good progress there. I'm gonna go ahead and grow some more carrot seeds, so we have some fresh ones for the corrupt kitsune to possibly apply corrupt chakra. But I think what we should do next is get the tranquil scarlet macaw ready and the corrupt scarlet macaw ready, because these guys take a while to get those mutation shard mutations done. And also it's hard to tell because I don't even have the mutation timers on here. They completely removed them for whatever reason. They're bugged. And then in the meantime, we're also going to go ahead and spawn in our spaghetti sloth, because this guy has 4 mutations to go through. So a second ago, I accidentally clicked the stupid button right here to go to my third loadout with no pets on it, and then I had to go back, and then all my pet cooldowns reset, so we had to wait a little bit longer for everything. But we're good now. Everyone's about to be done with their cooldowns very shortly. So to speed this up a little bit, I am going to give our Spinosaurus some toys here, and then we're also going to, I guess we'll do a quick cooldown on our spaghetti sloth. Let's just save a little bit of time, get that first mutation done. All right, so we applied meatball to this carrot here. All right, our Spinosauruses are about to feast on quite a few mutations here and move them over to our princess thorn. So we should get a lot of the mutations moved over, at least 4. So let's just see which ones this one's going to move over. Looks like we got molten, wet. We didn't need wet, but okay. And he ate meatball, looks like, and fortune. All right, so we have molten. We did not need wet, but we did get meatball and fortune. Let's go ahead and see what this guy moves over. All right, meatball again. Fortune again, and then we got tempestuous and moonlit moved over. All right, so we can go ahead and get rid of this golden egg. That is done and out of the way. This carrot is good. We don't need that. And then all we need on this one now is just that chakra to get moved over, and we should be getting corrupt chakra done in just a second. So they moved over pretty much everything we needed, which is awesome. Okay, we got corrupt chakra done on 2 carrots, but we only really need it on 1. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of these corrupt chakra carrots and carefully pick up the other ones. Next up, I think I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a jackalope here, because I was going to do the junk bot next, but the jackalopes have a really quick cooldown, so we should be able to get Sandy done and out of the way very fast. And to even speed this up, I'm going to go ahead and give it a toy to give it a bit of a boost, and hopefully that will give us enough % chance to get Sandy done on one of these first go-arounds. All right, there we go. The jackalope just applied Sandy to the princess thorn, so we are good with this jackalope. Oh, it's already ceramic. Okay, wait. I guess we had a heat wave earlier, and it just instantly went to ceramic. Should have made this turn to clay first, and then we would have gotten ceramic after a heat wave, but maybe there was like a hidden sun-dried on here, but I don't know why we never got paradisal then for verdant. Anyways, we do have ceramic, so that is done and out of the way. So we can go ahead and replace him now with the junk bot, and then we got to wait for this guy to attempt to give us oil. And then next up, we have our spaghetti sloth, who's about to apply another ingredient mutation, so hopefully we get sauce or pasta and not meatball again. All right, what ingredient are you going to give us, spaghetti sloth? Please be pasta or sauce. I don't care which one it is, as long as it's one of those and not meatball again. We don't need your meatballs again, bro. And he's going for this carrot as well. I wish he went for this one, so the Spinosaurus can get these done in the next go around, but he's got to be making things hard for us. All right, but at least he gave us pasta, so all we need now is sauce and aromatic from him. Oh, meteoric failed. Please, please, other one. They both failed. All right, well, I'm gonna go cry now. I literally just missed it, but we just got corrupt from our corrupt scarlet. Also, apparently, if you have molten, that actually works to give you ceramic, so that is why we got ceramic so quickly, and we don't actually lose the molten. And I guess if you have sun-dried, you won't lose the sun-dried either. I thought you lost it and just combined them, but no, it just cooks the clay for you. So yeah, now we have ceramic, and we didn't lose anything, so that's good. And we have corrupt done, which usually takes forever. I saw the tranquil one try to apply, but it looks like it failed. But at least we can go ahead and get the corrupt scarlet out of the way. With that, I guess we can go ahead and spawn in next a chicken zombie, because these guys have been waiting for their time to shine. So we're gonna do a chicken zombie, and hopefully we can get, I don't know why I just did that. I'm back at the gear shop, but anyways, hopefully we can get zombified mutation done quickly, and that will be another one out of the way. I'm also just restocking some stuff, so don't mind me. I just realized, and I think this happened last time and I didn't realize it then, but we did lose burnt and cooked on our princess thorn, so I think we would have had more mutations last video, but I didn't realize it tries to take burnt, cooked, and fried, and if it takes one of those, it will remove them. And in this case, we had burnt and fried already applied, so in the future we have to make sure that we get ceramic done before we get burnt and fried applied to this thing. So it did remove those, so we do have to reapply those now, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So there's fried and there's burnt back onto it, but oh wait, am I tripping? No. Okay, so yeah, if you have ceramic, you can't have burnt or fried on your princess thorn, or I guess, I mean, any fruit in this case. So it does remove those, but that's interesting. So it actually, you can't have burnt or fried. So it all just combines into ceramic. It won't let you have them. It just removes them completely. That's really weird, but okay, at least we have ceramic. That is a better multiplier anyways. Okay, corrupt chakra, perfect. Give us pasta or chakra. Okay, good. Corrupt chakra and pasta have been applied. That is good. We just got wet on our princess thorn from the rain. So hopefully this Spinosaurus just eats that chakra so we can be done. Please don't eat the pollinated. Please just eat the chakra. Nope. He ate the pollinated, bro. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Now, in terms of events, if we could get Celestial, that'd be nice. Aurora and Acidic Rain. And then also if we could get an Eclipsed event, that'd be good as well. But a lot of those are rare and take forever to get. But hopefully we can see them soon. That'd make me very smiley happy, smiley, mutation happy, smiley. Hey, if you give me oil, I'll give you a kiss. How about that, Junkbot? Let's see if he accepts my offer. If you don't give me oil, no kiss for you. And that's that. All right, let's see. Are you getting a kiss? He wants my kiss. Come here, Junkbot. You're so nice. All right, Junkbot is done. I'm going to go ahead and pick Junkbot up, and we'll go ahead and spawn in another chicken zombie to hopefully give us zombified a little bit faster. All right, I believe if I give my spaghetti sloth a toy now, we should be able to boost both cooldowns and not waste it on trying to get aromatic. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and give him a toy. And that will make his ingredient one ready. He is, of course, going to target the carrot. This dude loves carrots, man. I don't know why. But as long as you give us sauce on this carrot, I don't mind. I really don't mind that you like the carrot. So just sauce it up for us real quick. Come on. Can't be that hard. Just a little sauce for us, buddy, right? Pasta again. Wow, you really like pasta on carrots. Well, I really don't like you for giving us pasta again, because that just makes it harder for our Spinosauruses, buddy. I need sauce. What are you doing? Perfect. Our spaghetti sloth just applied aromatic to our princess thorn. So that is another mutation done. The boost, I guess, helped with that mutation shard. So all we need from him now is to just give us sauce so we can have spaghetti done. All right, so our Spinos here are almost done with their cooldowns. I'm going to go ahead and give them some toys so we can get them almost done with their cooldowns completely. So we just need that chakra, and then we can get rid of these Spinosauruses, and we could be chilling. And then these lobsters, I believe this is the meteoric cooldown, so we can try and give them some toys as well to get that boosted. But before I do anything, let's just let these Spinosauruses attempt to move that chakra over, and once they're done, we will then give some boost to our other pets. I don't want any of the other pets applying stuff to this carrot anymore, so that way we can save some time with using Spinosauruses. So hopefully these guys this time around just get this chakra moved over, dude, so we can be done with this little carrot over here in the corner. All right, here they go. Here goes the first Spino. Hey, maybe make it easy and just give us that chakra moved over. The first one, please. Nope. Pollinated again. I don't know. And then it just reapplies it to the carrot, dude. I don't know why it does that. I think because that's the only plant at that point without pollinated. It's really annoying that they always just target pollinated. Please, 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 Shano, just move the chakra over, dude. I don't want you to keep doing this. If we keep doing this, I'm going to have to get the T-Rexes involved, and they're not going to be very happy. So, come on. All right, go ahead. Eat the chakra. Eat the chakra. Bruh, I don't want your pasta. Okay, this is upsetting at this point. This is very upsetting. I just want chakra. I actually, honestly, might just get my main account back. You know what? That's probably easier. I'm just gonna get my main account back in here to directly apply chakra to the Princess Thorn, because these guys are taking forever, and that will save some time in the long run. So I'm picking up these Spinos. We're gonna get the main account back in here to apply chakra again to the Princess Thorn. In the meantime, let's go ahead and give a toy to our spaghetti sloth here to boost his ingredient cooldown. Was that the ingredient cooldown? What are you doing it? What's going on? You good, bro? Are you good? We don't have spaghetti yet. Why? He didn't do anything. We have meatball and pasta, dude. I don't know why you didn't do anything. Maybe you can't reach in there. I don't know. All right, well, he'll eventually do that for us. I guess that's fine. Let's go ahead and give a toy to UC here to maybe boost to give us zombified. Maybe, please. Zombified, please. I just want to get that done and out of the way, please. All right, that's good. And then we'll give some toys to our lobsters to maybe give us meteoric. Please, please, please. Nope. Failed and failed. This is always a sad, sad time. All right, well, I guess in the meantime, then, we're going to go ahead and spawn in. I would do the Kappas, but, dude, we never get bloodlet from them. They always just be bugging. I'm not even going to deal with them today. I don't want to deal with them today. Maybe later. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a queen bee to help with some cooldowns around here. And I'm going to spawn in a mimic octopus to help with maybe mimicking one of these abilities like zombified or meteoric. And that should help us get some extra mutations done. Oh, So this is frost. I guess we do need chilled. We need to get this thing frozen. I don't think I'm gonna mess with trying to get bloodlet today, so that's fine. And tranquil just failed, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for that as well. But anyways, the main account is back. We're gonna go ahead and actually we don't need to spawn anything in. He already has the queen bee spawned in and the kitsune. So in a little bit we'll have chakra reapplied, but this time to the princess thorn directly, so that way we don't have to be waiting for spinosauruses all day. All right, please, zombified. Let's get this one done out of the way. You got a boost. It shouldn't be hard. Come on, let's go. We got zombified applied to the princess thorn. Thank you, UC, for being very UC-ful. I have no friends. I'm sorry.
Bruh, chill.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick these guys up, and then we can let the raptors just chill here, get some level ups, so we have better amber chances in just a bit, and that should be good. And I guess I know there's a frost event going on, but I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that so we get that done out of the way. And there we go. We now have frozen applied to our princess thorns. And then also, I guess all we need to do is wait for our main accounts kitsune to come over here, steal that, give us chakra, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so we just got back from being AFK, and while we were gone, we did get Meteoric done and added onto our Princess Thorn. We also seem to have gotten sauce finally, so we have spaghetti, and we did get chakra applied, so we have harmonized chakra. So, okay, I just gave a toy to my Scarlet here, and then instantly, as soon as I did, it actually just applied the Tranquil mutation to our Princess Thorn. Now, I did actually notice in my footage, when I was AFK, we did get a Heatwave event, but it did not turn our Verdant into Paradisal, which is kind of weird. I guess you can only have Paradisal or Ceramic, it looks like, so maybe we should just focus on trying to get Paradisal in the future. I thought you can have both of them for double extra nice juicy mutations, but it looks like you can't. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe you can, because I think before I actually did get Paradisal and I had Ceramic in the last video, but maybe because we had Molten and Ceramic, it just messed it up, so we could not get Paradisal anymore. So I don't know, kind of weird, but yeah, our Princess Thorn, though, seems to be pretty good. We still need Aurora, Celestial, Eclipsed, and that's pretty much it, I believe. Oh, and I guess Acidic, but those events take quite a while to get, and we've already been at this for like 3 or 4 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up our pets here. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in our raptors here so we can attempt to get the amber mutation, as these guys are both boosted for the next 3 minutes. 24 mutations, and if we separate tempestuous, that's 25. Spaghetti is 27. Frozen is 28. Harmonized chakra is 29. Technically ceramic would be 30 to 31. So if we get amber on this, then we would have like 31, 32 mutations total, and this thing is hopefully going to be pretty expensive regardless if we get amber or not, because it has so many mutations and it is humongous. So without further ado, though, we're going to go ahead, pick up our Princess Thorn, and check the value with Steven to see how much this thing is worth. So let's go ahead and pick this thing up. Hopefully we get amber. Okay, we did not get amber today, but that is okay. And it is so big that it's actually bugged in my hand. I can't actually view it when I hold it because it is that big. So that's insane. Oh, there it is. It's trying. It's, oh, wait, there it is. Look at it. Look how much... Look at that thing, dude. It is huge. It's just, you can't even see it. It's just a big flat like base plate of ice. That is crazy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and check the value of this thing with Steven, and hopefully this is worth the amount, and hopefully we get a lot of money. So Steven, what are you thinking today for this Princess Thorn? This thing is worth 239 billion, which is honestly pretty good. I thought we'd actually get up to 1 trillion with this thing because of how huge it was and how many mutations we had on it. So for 200 billion, I actually feel like this is a little low, but maybe I'm the only one who thinks that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is this a little bit low? Should this get a buff, or is this a good price for how big our Princess Thorn was and how many mutations we had on it? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and plant this thing down, and I'm actually just gonna get it to fully grow real quick. I'm gonna do this a little bit differently because everybody's been telling me, oh, Bandites, you gotta do it this way, you gotta do it this way. So I'm gonna be trying something a little bit different today. So we're gonna actually let this thing grow in fully, and once it's grown in, then we're gonna throw some sprinklers down and our mooncats to try and get this thing to get a big giant juicy tomato on it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting my mooncats out here so we can get this thing to grow a little bit better. So let's go ahead and get 7, actually we could probably just get 8 mooncats because this thing will grow pretty quick. And then sprinklers, let's go ahead and stack some sprinklers on this thing. So let's do a grandmaster, a master. There we go. I don't know why it's not working. Godly, pro, advanced, and basic. And then with that, I'm going to go ahead and drag this back over here so the mooncats want the pancakes, and they all give me some big tomatoes maybe, right? Is this tomato okay? Oh, there we go. It's growing. It's growing a big tomato. All right, I'm going to actually pick these up because I think we can get bigger. And what we're going to do is let these mooncats sleep. Come on, guys. Go to bed. Go CP. Go CP mode. All right, I'm going to put it like right in here where there's all these mooncats right here and right here. This is good. Good stuff. This one's reaching a lot of them, though. I guess I could use my Triceratops to try and help me out with this today. Maybe water it a little bit more, huh? Oh, that's our tomato. That's pretty big. With that, let's go ahead and get some sprays applied to this thing so we can get it ready to become rainbow. So I'm gonna go ahead and put pollinated on it. We'll do a chocolate on it, a shocked, honey glazed, and it has silver. That's technically a growth mutation, and it won't actually count towards getting rainbow. So we need to get one more. I'll use my main account for the next one. I have a ton of windstruck sprays, and I always use pterodactyls, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply that from over there. And there we go. We should now have, yeah, there we go, windstruck. That is 5 mutations, so we can go ahead and pick up all of these mooncats, and then we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our queen bee, and we will spawn in our butterfly here. And then with that, we're also going to spawn in a golden goose, because this guy I'm going to use to get an egg spawned in. So once this is done, we can move over fortune to it right away. That will save some time in the long run. And the butterfly's cooldown is so long that the queen bee will only target the butterfly. I mean, by the time the golden goose is done, the queen bee will be still cooling down. So we can get that golden egg in here, and then we can get fortune moved over in just a little bit once that is ready. And then in the meantime, I'm going to come over here on my main account. Hello, main account. And I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a queen bee over here as well. And we're going to spawn in our kitsune over here. And that way we will get chakra applied to this tomato in just a second. And we'll get some mutations started on our tomato. So hopefully this goes well. Hopefully we get some good mutations and make some good money off this tomato. I don't know how much it's going to be. I'm curious to see. Yeah, we have a lot of mutations to go through. So let's get started. We'll be right back. We're going to wait for this to get rainbow. All right, so a little progress here, but our golden goose is now going to lay our fortune egg that we can go ahead and move fortune over from to our tomato. All right, so our golden goose is done with its egg laying job. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this golden egg over here. So hopefully my kitsune doesn't target it, but we will use a Spinosaurus in just a little bit to move that fortune over to our tomato, which will be nice. All right, our queen bee's cooldown is done. Queen bee is cooling down the butterfly, and the butterfly is now going to convert all of this to rainbow. So we get that 50 times multiplier on the tomato. There we go. Boom. It is now rainbow. So we can pick up our queen bee and our butterfly and start applying some mutations to this rainbow tomato. So I'm going to go ahead and favorite it real quick so I don't accidentally pick it up. So now we can go ahead and go down some sprays here. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the honey glaze spray to it. And I'm going to go ahead and apply fried, shocked, pollinated, and chocolate. And then on my main account, I'm going to apply some extra sprays from over there. And also our kitsune is on the way, so hopefully he targets this and not the golden egg behind me. Bro, he wants the egg. Why does this guy want the egg? All right, well, that's fine. Spinosaurus will move both mutations over to this in just a second. So anyways, on my main account though, I'm going to apply the bloom mutation spray, the verdant mutation spray, burnt, and also cloud touched. So now on this thing, we will have 10 mutations. And then once we get these two moved over, that'll be 12 mutations. So that is good to go. I'm going to go ahead then and I guess spawn in 2 Spinosauruses here so we can get fortune and chakra moved over. And with that, since these guys have to move that over, I might as well go ahead and spawn in a couple carrots here. And with that, I'm going to spawn in a pterodactyl so we can get tempestuous done and out of the way. And I'm going to also spawn in my corrupt kitsune. So actually, you know what? I'm going to place these Spinos in like 5 more minutes because I want the corrupt kitsune to apply its mutations and then have both of the Spinos eat the fortune, the chakra, tempestuous, and corrupt chakra. So that way everything gets moved over. So we'll do all that. We'll worry about that in a second. But anyways, all right. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in our corrupted scarlet. Since corrupt takes forever to get, I'm going to spawn in our tranquil scarlet because tranquil takes forever to get. And then I'm also going to spawn in 2 lobsters since molten and meteoric take forever to get, and that'll help with those. And then again, we're going to respawn our Spinos, so that will take up those last 2 slots, and then we'll get the pterodactyl to give us tempestuous, and we'll give the corrupt kitsune to give us corrupt chakra, and we'll just get that all moved over. This is structured a little bit differently than I normally do it. I usually do a couple different pets first, but this will save some time in the long run because we can get through more pets faster once we get all this out of the way. Once we can get this out of the way and the Spinos out of the way, then we can spawn in all of our other pets, and this whole process will just kind of go a lot faster. I think. I hope. It should. All right, so I think our Corrupt Kitsune is under the Spinosaurus timer now, so they should be good. I'm going to go ahead and spawn those guys back in then. All right, so our pterodactyl is pretty much done with this cooldown actually this time, so I'm going to go ahead and apply... Hey, buddy, stop moving. There you go. Give him a toy. He's going to do some stuff. And okay, we got Twisted and Windstruck on 2 carrots, so we have 2 of them with Tempestuous. We only really need 1, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this one with Windstruck, and I'll pick up this one with Tempestuous. There we go. So the other one has it directly on it. There we go. Yeah, this guy Windstruck directly on it, but this will convert to Tempestuous in just a second. So Pterodactyl's job is done. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in a couple more carrots here for the Corrupt Kitsune. All right, there we go. That should be enough. I'm gonna go ahead and unfavorite that one with Tempestuous, so our Spinos can move that over in just a second. And oh, there's one with silver. Hold on, let me get rid of that. I don't want them to try to move that because that will just go to nothing since we already have rainbow. All right, there we go. So we're good there. We can go ahead and pick up Pterodactyl, and in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in Spaghetti Sloth because this dude needs 4 mutations, and that should be good. And then our Spinos are looking good. They're almost done with their cooldowns, so at least getting closer. Our Corrupt Kitsune's getting lower as well. I guess we can go ahead and boost our lobsters to try and get us molten done and out of the way. Hopefully they just don't add it to the tempestuous one, but okay. Anyways, that's a pretty good setup there. And yeah, we just got to really wait for this Corrupted Kitsune to be done with Corrupt Chakra, and then we got to wait for these Spinos to move all that over in a second. So hopefully they hurry up. Hopefully things hurry up here. I'm gonna try to get wet on this from like a Kappa and then use a Jackalope to get that to clay, and then we'll get ceramic done, which I don't even really know if it'll matter if we have ceramic or not, because if we have ceramic, then we can't have fried and burnt, which are already applied, and if we have fried and burnt, then we can't have ceramic. So it's like we either get 2 mutations or 1. Either way, we're still getting some pretty good multipliers. Also, sorry about that. Excuse me. All right, let's see if we get molten. I just did some molten in my pants.
Boy, what the f—
Oh, molten to one of the carrots. Which one got it? Okay, it's this one over here. All right, so the Spinos usually eat like 4 mutations at once. So one should eat Fortune, and then carrot number 1, carrot number 2, and the other one should just eat Chakra, and all that will get moved over. But yes, we got molten done and out of the way. We just need to get Meteoric, and then we can move these lobsters out of the way, which would be good. Corrupt Kitsune is almost done, so I'm going to boost him. Same with these Spinos. Actually, I'm going to wait like an extra minute just to make sure I don't waste a toy, because sometimes these guys only have like a 2-second timer difference. So let me just wait a second here. All right, I think we should be good now to at least boost the Corrupt Kitsune. He should be good no matter what now for that. Yeah, there we go. So we'll get that in just 2 minutes. And then I guess these Spinos, they should be fine. Let me see. Yeah, 3 minutes. All right, so this should help. Let's go ahead and get these guys done. And we'll be back in 2 minutes when these things, all these pets are ready to do some justice for us or something like that. All right, it's about time for the magic to happen, okay? So Corrupt Kitsune. Oh, first time I got the Eclipsed event. I didn't know that's how it did. I was so confused. Anyways, Corrupt Kitsune is going to shoot some stuff out. Let's see if we get Corrupt Chakra or Foxfire Corrupt Chakra. What are you gonna do, buddy? He's just shooting everything. He's shooting everything. Oh, we got it directly put onto the tomato. Good news for us. Wait, that is the wrong tomato. That is not good news for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually pick that one up. I thought it was the right tomato. Okay, we got eclipsed on one of these carrots. That's good. I'm gonna go ahead and he got it on so many different things, dude. Look at all these eclipsed things, dude. I'm overstimulated. I'm overstimulated. I don't know. We don't have time. The Spino's about to do their thing. All right, quickly. Do we get eclipsed on this directly? Yes, we did. Okay, so we can go ahead and pick up eclipsed of that, and then we can go ahead and pick up one of these corrupt chakras, and then we got tempestuous. All right, and then we can pick up this eclipsed. All right, cool. Let's carefully pick up. I guess we'll keep that wet one. They can move that over. That's fine. All right, cool. We got wet, tempestuous, corrupt chakra, eclipsed, and molten. That's fine. And then this guy's eating some stuff. Oh, this one has harmonized chakra on it actually, so he could just eat that and move that over. Cool. He's doing that. He's doing exactly that. All right, cool. Get that tempestuous. Eat that up. Yummy, yummy. Yes. All right. Can we get that molten though? All right, we got wet, harmonized chakra, tempestuous, and I guess corrupt chakra, even though we don't need that now. What is this guy doing? Wait, he's gonna eat one more. Eat that molten, please. Eat that molten, please. Eat that molten, please. I don't know. He didn't eat molten, but he did eat fortune and tempestuous again, I guess, and corrupt chakra. All right, so they did not move over molten, so that's kind of unfortunate. But we can leave that molten there, I guess, and they will move that over soon. So we'll leave that one there, and we're good. All right. Well, we got a lot of stuff done, but I guess we'll leave them. So in the next roundabout, they will eat both mutations, and we can get that molten for sure added on. But in the meantime, we don't need this corrupt kitsune anymore. He did his job at least, and we got a ton of mutations done and added onto this tomato, so it is looking pretty good here. All right, and I guess since we got wet done, we can go ahead and spawn in a jackalope to get the sandy mutation, so we can get that converted over to ceramic. So let's go ahead and get a jackalope in here. Can we get sandy done, please? Let's get that sandy done out of the way. Don't think about doing it on the carrot either, by the way. Just do it on the tomato, please. Okay, he failed. You know what? That's fine. He's also trying to apply it to this tiny little tomato on there that I can't even see, bro. Where even is that little thing? Hey, stop. You're being loud. What are you gonna give us first? All right, we got sauce on the tomato. I guess that makes the most sense. So good job with that. Can we get this jackalope sandy mutation done, please? And then maybe if we can get meteoric done, that'd be nice too. Let's check the timer on my phone. We have about 4 minutes left for the tranquil and the corrupt. So I'm gonna go ahead and boost these guys to hopefully get those two out of the way, maybe. Let's see. Oh. Okay, we got Sandy. Sandy's done, but Corrupt and Tranquil failed. But Sandy is done and applied to the tomato. Is it the right tomato? Of course it's not the right tomato. Why would he do it on the right one? But that's fine. We can use our Spinos to move that over, so that shouldn't be a big problem there. So we can go ahead and pick up the Jackalope. He's done with his job, and I guess we'll start out next with a Disco Bee. Oh, and we have a Heat Wave event. Good timing here, so now we can get Sun-Dried. I'll turn our Verdant in there to Paradisal, which is good. All right, we have Paradisal on our tomato now, and we also have Sun-Dried on this tomato, which we didn't really need, but that's fine. More work for the Spinosauruses, but we should in one round get this done, because they'll eat Eclipsed and maybe Sandy, and then they'll eat Molten, and then like Sun-Dried, and then they'll get all applied to this. So that should be fine, and we can get rid of these Spinos for a little bit. But yeah, we have Paradisal on there, which is good. Yeah, once Sandy gets moved over, that'll turn into clay, and that should instantly go to ceramic, but it will probably get rid of our burnt and our fried, but I guess that is okay. I guess. I don't know. I guess that's fine. Meteoric. I'm manifesting some meteoric mutation right now. Let's go. First try. Actually, that is never happened usually, but hey, that's good. And we got Paradisal on this Smith, so it's going to be a little bit harder for the Spinos, but they'll sort it out. But hey, we got Meteoric done. I'm happy with that. That will save us some time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and spawn another Disco Bee to try and get Disco done and out of the way so we can not worry about that one anymore. Let's get the Junk Bot going because oil takes a while. Oh, we need to get the Raiju done, actually. Maybe instead of the Junk Bot, since the Raiju is a pretty easy one to do, I'm going to go ahead and get him done next then. All right, actually, let's just wait. Let's wait a second because I want these Spinos to move over some mutations real quick. We really need to get that Meteoric, Sandy, and Molten moved over. I don't know if we're gonna get all those that lucky, but let's let them actually do another wave real quick, so I'll save some time in the long haul. And then we'll spawn on the Raiju once their cooldowns are a couple minutes less. All right, I think I'm ready to make some life decisions now, so here we go. Our Spinos have about 8 minutes left on their cooldown, so what that means is I'm gonna go ahead and give these guys a toy, because now they'll have 4 minutes. And now, because they have less cooldown than the Raiju will have, I'm gonna spawn this guy in, and I'm gonna wait a second once these guys are done to put a carrot down for the Raiju to eat, and then he can apply static to our tomato. Our Disco Bee cooldown is also almost done, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a boost here. Where's that? This one. That way we can try and get Disco done and out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and give a boost to our Spaghetti Sloth to get the next ingredient done, and also hopefully get Aromatic done and out of the way, since that one usually takes a while. And then both of our Scarlets here still have quite a while for their cooldown, so I'm gonna wait to give them any kind of boost. Come on, Spaghetti Sloth, give us that Aromatic. Let's get that done. Failed. Okay, that's not getting it done, but we still love you, I think. There's no way this Disco Bee fails. Am I right? Like, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna give us Disco, and it's gonna be directly on the tomato, so we have less to worry about with the Spinosaurus, and it's gonna be like a really good time. All right, come on. Disco. I thought we had something going on. I thought we felt each other there, but you know what? That's fine. Maybe Biscuit's got it under control this time around. I don't know. Maybe they just all hate me. Are you kidding me? You're coming for the carrot? What are you going for? Oh, yeah, he's applying mutation to this carrot. I don't know why he's over there doing it, but we did get meatballs. So honestly, if we get that moved over, that'd be great. But that's another roundabout we got to go with these Spinosauruses. So, these guys just be applying all the mutations to not the main tomato, but that's fine. He's eating off this carrot, even though he's like way over there. Okay, we got Molten. That's what we needed. Perfect. All right, get Meteoric or Sandy. Okay, we got Meteoric. Perfect. That was a perfect run. Good job, Spino. All right, now, next guy. Hey, buddy, need you to focus here. You got to do Meatball, and you got to do Sandy. We don't want Eclipse, and we don't want Paradisal. We already have those. Okay, what are you eating? What do you got? Okay, Meatball. Good job, buddy. You can do this. You got to just do the Sandy. You just got to do the Sandy. Bro, you ruined it. I was getting so hyped up, and then you ruined it. Ooh, I would like to eat the paradiso, even though you already would we have that on your plant. I would like to eat the paradiso, would we? I just realized I'm tripping, by the way. I probably should get rid of these disco bees. We got disco. Sorry, I'm kind of dumb, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick these guys up then, and we'll swap them with some new pets. But our Raiju here is about to do some cool stuff and eat this stupid bugged carrot, and then apply static to the tomatoes. All right, here comes Raiju. He's eating the bug carrot. Let's see if it disappears, though. Okay, there we go. It's gone. And boom. Static applied to both tomatoes. So Raiju is done as well. Let's go ahead and pick him up. With that, let's go ahead and spawn in 2 chicken zombies now so we can get zombified done and out of the way. And then we can get the junk bot back in here officially to try and apply oil for us. This video is actually gone a lot faster than all the other ones, I think, because our pets have actually cooperated and we kind of had a faster process today on how we did all this. I think this is a better strategy, so we're not waiting around wasting time. I'm hoping soon though that the devs add a way to get more pets, like active pets at a time, only because there's so many pets in this game now. So if you really want to stack mutations, there should be a way that you could upgrade your active pets to have a little bit more, even if it was like only 10. That would really help me out. 8 pets is a lot, but it'd be nice to have a couple more since there's so many in this game now, and there's so many different items and fruits and plants and blah 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 blah. So our spaghetti sauce is about to apply its next mutation. Hopefully it's pasta, so we can get spaghetti done. Let's see if we get anything. Okay, we got pasta done. We didn't get tranquil. What about corrupt? Can we get corrupt done, please? Corrupt has failed as well. Very sad. But hey, man, we got pasta done. And also we technically now have clay on the tomatoes. So if these spinos just move that over, then that wet will be gone. Or actually, I'll probably stay, and then we'll get ceramic done, and then we can get frozen applied. Now we just need aromatic from that guy, and we still need to get tranquil, and we still need to get corrupt from our scarlets. So I'm gonna go ahead and set another timer for them, and hopefully they will help us this next time actually get those mutations done. The next wave of magic is about to happen, and you're going to witness it here. Our Spinosaurus is about to eat some mutations, or a mutation off our tomato, and then the other one will do the same thing, and then hopefully they actually give us the ones we need. So the only one we don't need actually out of the stack here is static. So as long as you get clay, disco, and pasta, we're good. What's she eating, buddy? Okay, he ate clay. Good. Now that should actually instantly make this turn into ceramic. Yeah, it's ceramic now. We have lost, fried, and burnt, but we have ceramic, which I believe is a better multiplier overall. Let me do some research on that while Junkbot does this thing. Oh. Okay, he failed. You failed me. You failed me, Junkbot. I was doing research and you failed me while I was looking away. I'm very sad. Okay, so ceramic is a 30 times multiplier. What about fried and burnt? Yo, we got aromatic done directly on the tomato. Spaghetti Sloth, you're a good little guy, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and pick you up, and your job has been done. I'm gonna spawn in a mimic octopus. What's our next spina going to eat? Static. That's the one we didn't need, and then he just spit it right back out onto static. So you pretty much did nothing for us. I hope you're proud. Why do you do that? All right, yeah, so ceramic is better. So it's actually fine if we lose fried and burnt. Fried is 8 times, burnt is 4 times, and ceramic is 30 times. So 30 times compared to like 12 times. Yeah, much better. Anyways, yeah, our spaghetti sauce is done. We're pretty much just waiting now for the spinos to actually eat the right mutations and apply it so we can get spaghetti completed on the tomato and get disco. Okay, actually we got lucky there in the second chicken zombie just applied zombified directly to the tomato. So good for us, I guess. That is done. We have zombified now on the right one. Wow, these guys are coming in clutch. All right, so yeah, we just need corrupt, tranquil, and oil. All right, so I had my microphone muted as I recorded those last 2 clips, but we did get one of our Spinosauruses to actually move over disco to our main tomato, so that is good to go. And then we had one of our Scarlets actually apply the corrupt mutation, so now we need the Spinosauruses to move corrupt and pasta over to our main tomato, and then those will be done. But we still need to wait for tranquil, and we also still need to wait for oil from our junk bot. Now I'm gonna wait for these spinos to do another roundabout here and try and get corrupt and pasta moved over. They've been moving over static and like the wrong ones, so once they move over these 2, I will spawn in my queen bee to actually help the cooldowns for the mimic octopus, the junk bot, and then also this tranquil scarlet, so that way we can try and save some more time. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and AFK. I'm also gonna throw out some raptors here so we can work on getting them leveled up so we can get better chances for amber. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw down a queen bee to help with some cooldowns, and that should be good. I would throw down 2 queen bees, but then they usually just cool down each other, and it doesn't really help. So I'm just gonna do one, and that should be a decent setup. And I'm gonna go ahead and AFK now. All right, so I AFK'd for about an hour and magic happened, dude, okay? On our tomato here, I actually checked, and we did get that nighttime event as I was expecting, so we did get moonlit officially added to our tomato. And with that, our bird finally applied tranquil. We finally had our Spinosauruses move over that pasta mutation, so we were able to get spaghetti completed. We are good. We have pretty much all of our mutations. The only thing we could really get at this point is Aurora, Bloodlit, and Celestial, but we did not get any Aurora events in the last couple hours recording this, so I don't know if we'll be getting any of those. Oh, and I guess acidic. Yeah, acidic would have been nice too, but Bloodlit we could get from the Kappas, but they just take forever. So anyways, we have our tomato here with 25 mutations, and we did have fried and burnt on it, which would have been 27 mutations, but those got taken away for ceramic. But if we split the mutations on this, tempestuous makes this 26 mutations, spaghetti makes this 28, paradisal makes this 29, frozen makes this up to 30, ceramic makes this pretty much up to like 32, and I guess technically even like 34 since we lost fried and burnt, and then harmonized chakra would be about 35. So this tomato has a lot of mutations on it. It's a pretty good size. I guess probably one of the best sizes you can get for a tomato. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I don't know how big of a tomato you can get, but this is one of the biggest tomatoes I have seen. Anyways, regardless, I think we have a pretty good tomato here with all the mutations. I'm going to go ahead and give some boost to my raptors to see if we'll get amber. So let's go ahead and pick this thing up. Okay, we did not get amber this time around, but that is fine. We did get eclipse, which is like a bonus that we got instead of amber, so that's pretty good. So without further ado, Steven, what would you value my tomato at with all these mutations on it? Okay, this is actually not bad. So yeah, 84 million is actually pretty good for this tomato. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this thing is not usually going to be worth that much. I mean, for almost 100 million, that's pretty good for a tomato. You would never really see a tomato with this many mutations and worth this much in this game. Usually, if you're gonna get this many mutations, you would do it on a better fruit and you'd make so much more money into the billions or trillions. But for this being just a little old tomato, 84 million is pretty good. And honestly, I expected less than that, so I'm happy with that value. Let me know what you guys think, though, down in the comments below. And also, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe for bonus points, and I'll see you guys in the next one.